Hello, hello, hello out there, Internet Land. Welcome to another exciting episode of ASHENED WAGON Adventures Dark Sun. The finale was last episode, and we are now entering the epilogue of our story. We're not done yet. Our DM has one more sinister trick or two up his sleeve. Speaking of which, I will pass the ball to him.
One sinister trick up his sleeve. Well, hello, weary travelers. Last time, you guys had worked your way up into... Wow, that is not how you spell Andropinus. Okay.
Andropinus. Andrew.
Gotcha.
It's called Andy. U.S. Andy Penis.
Interesting open.
Anyway, Andropinus had been assaulted by the party. They had snuck in, kind of thinned his guard out a little, and the final throwdown had been... the final assault had been initiated. You guys had faced him in his lair. He had his ghostly vestiges that would protect him from harm. Wasn't quite enough. However, he got out DPS at the end and was destroyed. Fell from the heights as if he turned himself to a big green dragon. Lost his mind because of the corrupted notes he was going off of. He's beheaded. His head is paraded around by Jesse on the back of the Sky Serpent, the young Sky Serpent, across Balak. Chaos kind of ensued after that battle. Oriol, seeing his opportunity to throw his 2 dice, his 2 cents in toward the next, probably holder of power, proclaimed Anatar, or as he is now fully known, Kiliani, as the new Sorcerer King of Balak, throwing his full support behind that. The rest of the heroes kind of taking a moment to gather themselves in this sort of transitional, strange moment. Micah recovering the notes and the whatnot from the secret kind of lab that Andropinus had up there. Everybody else kind of figuring out what they want to do. But then we had that sort of look behind the glass, and there may be another figure coming to Balak to collect something or something. So, as we begin, let's just throw up for us, nobody really at home really needs to see this, but we will...
Oh god, John, not that!
Balak.
Following your recap, John, I just now realized I could use my same line from when I rescued Korra.
Keep the
Hey,
change.
Andrew Pinus, you got a plane to catch.
It's just been
It's just been revoked.
That's
Better?
I'm going to have to jump.
The elevator in this building is broken. So it's like I'm gonna have to jump.
Was this story based?
This story was based. As we begin,
Is that a custom map you made of Balak?
yes, this was using Incarnate.
Okay, would you mind dropping it in Discord when you get a second? You don't have to do it the second if you're...
John, I'm having so much fun with Dungeon Draft.
Isn't it the best?
I'm having so many asset packs you can get. The lighting is so much fun to play with.
Mm-hmm. One being Dungeon Master.
I'm so glad.
Laughter.
I'm so glad there's at least 3 more weeks, or at least 2 more weeks before my session starts, because I'm gonna make so many fucking maps.
That's kind of why I wanted to go werewolf. I don't have to make any maps.
I don't have to for Mass Effect, but it'll make it more.
I mean, if it comes down to it, too, we can just use the board down here,
Make it
too.
more
So
massively.
if you want to, you don't have to.
Mass that ass with.
Yes. Okay.
They got rid of the Miranda ass cams in Mass Effect 2.
The best.
So what you're saying is it's inferior, though.
Yes, however, along with the mod that allows you to probe planets with one probe,
They sneak it back in.
no, they had a mod to fix the camera angles. I can see that ass in HD now, baby.
Yeah, baby.
I'm telling you, John, download that mod
Okay.
for the planets. It is
Hot take.
life changing.
Hot take.
Life change.
I think Miranda's overrated.
Listen here, you technically don't have an opinion.
Correct. Yeah.
Why?
You're not bi.
Nope.
So?
I am specifically not romancing
I got
anybody in
eyes.
one, specifically so I can bang Miranda guilt-free.
I want to remain pure for Miranda.
Anyway,
If you're
saving
trying,
it
if
for
you're trying to
hashtag
bang,
food
Saving it for Miranda.
if you're trying to romance a female character, if you're not doing Liara or Tally, you're doing it wrong.
Liara,
gentlemen,
Another
Got
campaign.
thirsty in this
Another-
room real fast.
pin in it. Put a pin in it.
put a pin in it.
Put a straw in it.
It has
That's what I'm doing.
been
I'm saving my pin for Miranda.
it has been 2 weeks since the fall of Andropinus.
Our first payday. Yes.
Balak has become a new hub for trade, and a lot of refugee traffic has come back to the city. Now knowing that the South though has a port of like a free port of call essentially. Let's break down. It's been 2 weeks.
Break it down now.
I'll just go around the table. Jesse, what is your 2 weeks on?
Start with other people.
Start with other people. I'll start.
I'll
I
have
have- I already know what I wanna do.
Okay, Jeremy.
I want to raise the Kank Striders into the ranks of like the official city guard and take over for the Templars.
Ooh.
I want to start that process. I want to start recruiting more
Denied.
Kank Striders. There's how many?
Wait, what?
How many of us and how many of you? Thought so. Anyways,
How many of you are king?
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay. Now, Jeremy, you do have a certain amount of political influence and pull. Let's have you do a. Give me a charisma-based roll with advantage.
Do you have your Inquisitor or your Templar membership card?
I am technically.
He is a Templar,
Do you
yes.
have your card? Do you have your membership card to verify?
Yes,
Templar.
tattooed on my inside my lung.
I can't scan that. It's not valid ID.
You have to get it. Tattooed.
Technically, that was the
Sorry,
old
sir,
government,
we
Jeremy.
can't-
This is a new
You
government.
could
We
scry
can't
it.
let you in.
You
could
actually
scry
have
it.
a high charisma, Jesse.
I have a higher charisma.
With advantage.
Where's the advantage coming from?
John gave me
Your
advantage.
political allies.
John said with advantage.
Okay, that's
17.
17.
Making it up.
Okay. There is a political faction in Balak that does recognize the importance of the Kank Striders. Maybe not as the complete total takeover of the army,
I'm
but
gonna
they're a lot of political advisors, and we should fold them in officially.
I'm going to frame the Templars as being loyal to Andropinus to the point where they can't be trusted. Can you trust those who gave like
Which is
dedicate
hilarious.
themselves to before.
Which is hilarious because you were a Templar.
as a ruse, John. It was a ruse.
It was a ruse.
You fool!
That was a mole.
I even tricked the DM.
John, that is a good point. As you recall, last session.
Say that again.
No, not for the reason you said. And you're gonna find out why in a second. As you recall, one of the first things I did as the new king was I offered a pardon to any Andropinus loyalist that was
Pledged their
employed.
fealty to you and
Yeah.
No.
renounced Andropinus.
And embraced a Hydra.
Yes.
Anyone who did not would get arrested.
Arrested as in.
No. Arrested
And
as
they
in
committed suicide.
they're going to be sacrificed to the dragon.
You know? You're not wrong.
So
you're
Templar.
So you're sitting.
Okay.
Tell me. I don't have my card. You can't check it. Hoisted by your own card.
So I still win. I get to deny this entire fucking request.
Okay. So you start this process. Anything else?
No. That's all I
Okay,
want.
that was 2 weeks. This whole thing was 2 weeks of a series of
You
shitty,
see
a
her
series of
shouting from the fucking castle.
a series of snarky like you send a page, then he sends it back with a snarkier message,
And
he's
we're just across the room.
We're like, tell Kiliani I'm not talking to him right now.
I don't want to talk to him anyway.
One starts to leave the room. What? Finally come to talk to me? No, I'm going to the bathroom. Shut up.
Mom and Dad are fighting again.
Jared,
We don't love you.
you've had 2 weeks in ballot.
I'm sorry that you
Okay.
have to follow that.
It is a crazy ride.
Jared's like, I just want to like heal the planet.
But my question is, why again?
Oh,
Mom's
Okay.
like, I just want to cook some.
So between farting around town and searching around town, and maybe does Balak have any like mines?
No.
Within? No.
they're not really known for their ore. That's why that's why they had to ship it from Freedom.
Okay.
So-
well, this could still work. Supposing maybe I contact Freedom or whatever in this period of time.
I do know people there.
I'm looking for specifically. She's been meditating during this time, and she's felt, Obad High's call, but not directly or whatever. But she's compelled to do this ritual, but she needs diamonds for it. So I'm looking for as many diamonds as I can get my hands on.
Give me a D20 roll, just straight up.
Okay.
What's our little alchemist friend that we
Meech?
Yeah.
How about an 18? That was pretty
19.
good. 18.
18.
18.
Freedom received this missive, but they send one back that we're not a diamond. Diamonds are great, yes, they're wonderful, but we are just mostly just iron. We're not we need shit for nails and plows and whatever.
Right.
You can't do much with precious metals,
he-
not regular metals.
With an 18 though, he does kind of send your request to Tyr, to King Tithian, and that sort of cadre of the High Council of Tyr. They do say that seeing as now Balak has kind of relieved the world of another sorcerer king.
And created another.
Well, he's not obviously,
Yeah, I know.
not obviously on the same power level as we know.
Right.
And yet, who's dead? And who's not?
Anyway,
He had help.
he's willing to they can send a trade.
So did he.
Let me see.
He allied himself with the wrong allies.
Let me look at some trade goods.
Yeah.
He didn't have somebody that could get someone down half health in one round. Only I'd hit those other. If only I'd hit the other half of my shots.
Hammer down or arrow down.
Probably a good Hanzo quote there, but I hate Hanzo.
Let's say they've gone through the treasury of Tyr. King Kalek had 4 diamonds.
Okay.
The Merchants Guild appraises them at 3,000 GP apiece. Because they are some of the only diamonds known in existence.
Okay.
They say they can sell the kingdom is willing to part with 2 of them at a price of 3,500 each.
Okay. If I were to go through and sell my inventory, I probably could get that. Because I did sit on a lot of money.
Yeah.
Would you be willing to do that? I'll crunch the numbers later if it's that important, but I'm willing to clear out my inventory.
How much do you got? Like, what do you got?
I've got 12,000 right now.
Okay.
12,000?
Yeah, I literally have not spent a dime this
Right, but
entire
that's
campaign.
3,500 times 2 is only 7,000 gold.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
3,500. 3,500.
Oh, I thought you said 35,000.
No.
Okay, never mind then. Yeah.
That's a sure. Yeah.
Yeah, never mind. I'll gladly pay
Yeah.
what they're asking.
That is what they're able to get you at that. So it takes time, but the courier does come from heavily guarded couriers from Tyr do come seek you out at, let's say, Malagaz's estate.
Yeah, cool.
And deliver to you these 2 wooden chests with big iron, even on Athos, iron locks, and they hand you a big key. They said, King Tithian thanks you for this trade and goodwill, sense of cooperation, and they take your money and they scarf her.
Now here's the question. Those are material components. Is that necessarily consumed? Or does it specify in the spell?
I don't even know what spell he's trying to cast.
Right,
So
well, I was going to say, because some spells like consume it, sometimes some of them don't necessarily.
I don't know.
So, I mean,
Well, it's the end of the campaign. We'll split those hairs if we need to. So.
I'm just saying, you might have 2 diamonds left over.
you have that secured.
Okay.
You might still
And
be
you
able
said
to
they
cast
were
your spell.
35?
35, so yeah, it'd be 7,000.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, I definitely will do.
Okay. I'll say that does take about 2 weeks, because you'd have to send a courier out,
Okay.
get back to, all that
I was gonna
time.
say, anytime I have left over, I'm gonna basically be starting this ritual of mine, so.
Okay, you do that. Fine.
Really not sure, because Snafu's kind of got this little... I don't know if missive is the right word, but like, he's kind of... If he goes back home, he's kind of the leader. You know, once... It's kind of been established that once I'm done with my questing or whatever, I come back home.
You are
kinda
not you are not the chieftain,
right.
but you are
the chief hunter.
You're
That's
the
right.
champion.
You are the champion. You are very
Right.
high up in the
You're
Catholic
the
Society.
champion.
Yes.
So there's a little bit of responsibility back there, but also the whole reason I left, was to kind of go along with Aretta on her quest to figure out what the hell's with that other continent.
Yeah, and you do know that there are the halfling tribes that are still here in Bellic are gathering resources to help rebuild Honko.
Okay.
So they're talking with growers in the farmer areas,
Growers
and,
and showers me up.
they're talking with farmers and different types of people getting some seed, getting some some various things to help out with the rebuilding of the agriculture, maybe some expansion of Honko village.
Can't read my own writing. Groaning City, is that where we were? That one time?
Yeah.
I got some mushroom spores from there.
Yes.
I will, and I just have tree seeds written down.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll send that back with those people when they head back. Of stuff to start growing. Like, dude, these mushrooms.
These are my favorite ingredients. Go grow the fuck out of them.
Town's gonna go crazy. But otherwise, I'm kind of I'm feeling kind of lost in these 2 weeks. Probably bugging Pyretta, so we gonna go? We got this comet thing to go figure out. These 2 are arguing out the wazoo. I don't know what Malagaz is got going on.
More or less, I expected, it's to be expected there's a little turbulence when there's a shift in power, but I suspect when Kiliani gets things settled down here, we'll start drilling real hard for information and move on. But, for the...
You think really?
But, yeah, for the moment, she's just kind of invested in this ritual because she's feeling this compelling feeling come over her.
Okay. About the
It was a
only
level up.
only thing I can think of too is just just cooking food, maybe preparing a lot of food and stuff for the travel, because I figure we're going to be gone for a while, so I'm going to start just prepping.
Practice some hibachi.
I'll say in that time, Rune also is starting to like kind of like get into that with you. She wants to kind of like learn your ways, and she also kind of shares a lot of the culture of like the cliff dweller tribe
when
as well.
When I tell the
she's
other
from a
tribe that these
different
mushrooms
tribe.
are
Yeah.
awesome, she's like, he's not kidding.
Your socks?
You go back home and sometime and they're just all high off their asses, nothing getting done.
But you do also like, I'll say, give me an insight test.
Insight?
Yes.
It's a 14.
You see, even like as the days go by, and you guys spend more time together, that she kind of has a listlessness in her as well. Like she's not quite sure what is going to happen now.
Right. I mean, I probably told her, like, why I'm out here, why I was out here being with, we had a quest to help Pyretta with a common thing. That's why I was out, to kind of help, not necessarily guide her, but protect her, be the extra, muscle. And now I'm just kind of like, yeah, like you said, feeling like, what are we doing? I'm just kind of...
She says as long as you guys are looking for this comet, she can help you guys out, because she does kind of come to complain that like her villages are very, very, very far away, and if she goes back to the Clifflands, like that would be like it. Like
Right.
she probably won't be coming back to Balak. So she wants to try to like, as long as you guys are doing this, I want to be with you guys. But that's, you kind of just see this in her, like she's at a crossroads, like, do I go home where it's comfortable, or do I stay here and try to do something? She's like,
Kind of got this taste of adventure.
Yeah,
and wants
she's-
more of it.
she's not sure if this is what she wants, or she wants the familiar or the new, keep chasing this new.
I'll be like, she came from a comet from another plane. There's another comet that came from there.
And stuff growing up.
With that sort of contentious couple of weeks with you guys, Malagas.
I was going to... Well, like I said last time, I was going to pilfer through his lab and take all the research with me.
So we have a cut of that scene with Jesse standing on the rubble over the corpse, and you kind of like looking down at him from that window. You turn, and then it's a montage of like rifling through things, like throwing in sacks, like completely.
I do have a bag of holding.
Yes, like completely
Wrenching this
yes,
fucking lab.
wrenching his lab.
Ting, 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 ting.
No,
You're
we'll cut
a
back.
mean one, Malagas.
We cut back, and it's your estate, kind of like in the lower, like I'll say, like not like the dungeon level, but like the expansive basement lab research area that you have. And you kind of set up a faux version of that lab that was in Andropinus' chambers down here. You have that, so you have his notes, you have the wheel, we'll call it the wheel. You were able to kind of pull that. And various other bits and baubles of research. With that, what do you want to do?
I want to... Because didn't... fuck. The not as big dragon man. No. What's that guy? Everybody's got one. Well, mostly everybody. The one we fought in the sky and he fell.
Oh, Dragoth.
Dragoth, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I kept wanting to say Draxus.
The
That's not
anti-Grath
it.
Duraxis is Piss Baby.
This one is piss boy.
Would... Because I saw his lab. Did Andrew Pinus have, like, the same instruments, essentially?
Similar. He was on a similar beat, as it were. I believe you also have the original notes.
Yeah.
As well. So you could tell he was on a very similar way of doing it, but he wasn't like, because you know that when he turned and he like actually activated that gene in him, which you know is not the way that the dragon of Tyr became a dragon. He went a wholly arcane route, whereas Dragoth did a sort of a biological.
Is that holy as in WH
transmogrification.
or just H?
Huh?
Is it holy as in WH?
Yes,
just H?
WH. Oh yes. Because you know that his research had something to do with like filling orbs of obsidian with magical energy and actually swallowing these orbs and having them like suffuse his body with magical energy. But this is more of a biomechanical transformation route that he went that made your people as well. So you can pursue this from a more of a, I'll say like a pseudo-scientific angle instead of a fully magical, like Dragoth did, and like try to copy off of Boris the dragon. But your setup is very similar to Dragoth's, yes.
Okay. Essentially, I kind of want to find a way to just not necessarily turn people. I'd rather use myself first before that becomes the thing. But kind of because right now I can only do it for a minute at a time. So I want to kind of find a way to increase that.
For the record, John, I told no one of the glove.
Okay.
That I took it.
Okay. I'll say that when you are pilfering that lab, you do see the marble hand. And you're like, why is there just a marble hand in this? That's weird. But the glove is, the audience sees him take that glove off the marble hand and stuff it in.
The audience saw me take it, but I told no one.
Give me an Arcana test. Go ahead and do it with advantage, because you have all of those notes.
Well, hard to do better than that, so that's 30.
30? Okay. Is that a nat 20?
Nat 20.
Nat 20. With that nat 20, you start this process, and Hagreth, your father, comes down. He has kind of mastered the ability to go back to his humanoid shape. He sees you're delving further into this, and then Verketh also has come to help with this. So you have 3, very educated people trying to crack this. You yourself are able to realize that because you have pure dragon blood in your body from another, because your mother was from Kryn, she was a silver dragon from Kryn that was pulled over. Your bloodline probably has more of a chance to fully unlock that dragon aspect of yourself.
Okay.
It would require probably a permanent, if it goes wrong, it's gonna be bad. But if it goes right, you will become a full silver dragon.
If it goes wrong, it'll be bad. If it goes right, it'll be badass.
If it goes bad, you'll have badass.
It's beyond. It's basically where Dragoth's notes stopped. You 3 piece together that final, I can do this because I have the genetic possibility in me to bridge that gap. Whereas these are humans trying to make themselves into dragons. I was a dragon that was kind of turned into half a human on my dad's.
Adopted the dragon. I was a part in it.
Well, which is why I actually just remember that's why Dragoth wanted.
Yes. It would require a final attempt. If you were to get a copy of the glove and try it, you could attempt it. But right now, it's not. You don't have that missing piece that you need. But I'll say that's your 2 weeks. Is you have this route. You know it's possible.
Okay.
Jesse.
Okay. So, I'm in the throne room, and all of my followers. I want to call forth Captain Lin.
Okay.
And I want to ask her.
What size is that? Sorry.
2. I want to ask her how she feels about recent events.
She kind of bows, and says, "Well, Your Worship, I'm, let's say, cautiously optimistic. Seeing what he had become, and knowing that the Sorcerer Kings were on their way, I think we did the right thing. I know that you have a faith that we don't share. I've never really met All Hydra, and I know you've had these adventures across, away from Athens. And trust it gives you a perspective that a lot of us can't really relate to. But you've done this good for us so far. And I think you genuinely have Balak's best interest at heart. I think we made the right decision.
Your faith will come in time, but until that time, I still need your help, seeing as how through all this you still maintain Balak's best interest at heart. So I am promoting you from captain to general of the army of Balak.
She's like, thank you, and she bows again. Says, I will do my best to make sure that the city is defended well. I know now that we're a free city.
A free city? Question mark.
We are a target now. All of the Sorcerer Kings are going to see us as weak and easy prey.
Must. I need you to make sure the city is safeguarded.
I will.
We were able to do it. Imagine what they could do.
Sure. I will say we do have your power, which is different than the Sorcerer Kings. They relied on defilement and on heavily on arcane sorcery. You have a power that we haven't seen before. It's like the sun. It's like the sun priests and the clerics, the elementalists of old, but different. I feel like that power sets us apart from them. So, but if with your leave, I immediately have things I'd like to start.
Yes, come up with a plan and back with me. Implement what's best.
So we cut that scene. You see her we see a montage of her and a lot of the other generals like shoring up defenses, repairing damages from the war, getting the things back up.
Getting those gates finally open.
Yes, getting the gates open. Basically bringing Balak back up to defensible positions. What happens next?
I bring forth Jarek.
Okay. He's always there. He's like, hey, Jarek, come here.
You are still my right hand and my champion, though. Okay. I need you to expand the ranks, so you will still be captain of my personal guard. But with this new seat comes new enemies. That is down all.
Yes, my lord.
With that, you are no longer. When I met you, you were just a lowly fighter destined for slavery in the Colosseum somewhere. And now you've helped me liberate the city. Now on, you are Jarek, the Kraken of Balak.
Okay. Hell yeah! All right.
He's like, hell yeah! What's a Kraken?
He does ask, do you intend to retrain a new wave of Templars? And you think to yourself that you don't really have a way to become a patron that you know of right now to future
I was gonna
Templars.
try to commune with all.
I'll say he asked that question, and we cut to like later that night. You're in your chambers in the palace, like by yourself, kind of like
Later than I
see.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
We see Kiliani like leaning on a railing, like looking over the city. Like the moon's shining. Like the city hasn't been more. The streets have never been more like jubilant with its celebration. Every night in Balak has been a celebration since the death of Andropinus, and like the realization that he was crazy, trying to become this creature. As you kind of soak this in, you feel that breeze kind of on your back, and then when you kind of turn, you're on the shore. You feel like that presence kind of like next to you, behind you. You have done well. You've done very well. I can see the hearts and the minds of the people opening up to us. I know that your heart is filled with conflict right now. You're not quite sure if you have the power to ascend and keep this throne. Last time, we tried to take the city with trickery, underhandedness. That's the way of the primordials. That's the way we used to work. I wanted to try something different, to try to be an example. And I see that it's gotten us further this time. I need you to make a decision. You can still be my champion. Everything will stay as it is. Or you can sacrifice that bit of divinity in you, and you can become a vessel. Basically, what she's asking you, you can go pure. You can stay the way you are, and choose a successor. That person is going to be basically your lead Templar, and he will become the person that will train. He will basically become that vessel that will train Templars. He will be like the conduit to that power. Because your body can only fit so much magical god juju in it. So we have to pull the god out of you, put more like the pure influence of Hydra in you to become this vessel, to basically become that person who can grant people warlock powers, become a patron, or stay how you are with that god power in you. Basically, your paladin ability is still there, but you're going to choose somebody who's going to be that pure vessel of all Hydra's power.
From a player standpoint, what would that do to my character?
From a player standpoint,
Being warlock and
you would lose all those paladin levels and it would be replaced with warlock.
oh,
You would be pure warlock.
Did a level up.
You just did a level. But if you want to maintain that, this is the thing. It's a little bit of liability on this point, because it's going to be not you who's going to be the leader of these Templars. You're going to have to pick somebody you trust to be this person, and they're basically going to be your pope, your high cleric or whatever.
You're after Jesus.
You're after Jesus, yes.
You're Krampus.
Because you are powerful, but you are still mortal. Too much power, and it would be like I was gonna make like frying an egg, essentially. Like you can only, your body can only hold so much. I'll say magical quintessence in it.
I want all for me. I will do. Well, first I'll tell her yes. I will.
Okay. I find you are very wise. I know you will choose well.
And I will.
And when you turn, she hands you an orb.
Exit.
It's a pure shining blue, like teardrop of water. She says, "Give this to the person that you're going to choose, and have them consume it. And they will find that they have a new inner strength." And you turn your back on that that terrace, but now you're holding this basically floating liquid orb of water.
Before we go, I want to assure her that Balak will become a bastion for the element of water.
She says, I know that someday sand skimmers will not sail in its docks. Boats will. And I know that you'll do this.
It will be done. Oh, and I want to ask her...
Man, even your characters are good at Michigan goodbyes, man. Oh, wait.
Yeah, nothing like talking to your guy, but oh, hey, one other thing.
Yeah. I just remembered there was
While you're
that
here.
thing.
Let's call these new waters the Great Lakes.
Yeah.
This one shall be superior
Yeah.
than all the others.
This lake's a little eerie.
This one, Ontario, don't ask what I Still better than Erie.
close.
Say they're the
I have a
like
feeling
giants
that
or something.
that power is going to be important soon. Very soon. There are forces moving on your planet.
Important for us.
Yes. There is still one force that could stop us. And I feel as though that power, combined with yours, might be enough to at least, if not trap it, then to at least overthrow it, or perhaps nullify it.
Will be done.
So you pop back out. You have the floating orb in your hand. Who do you summon?
I summon...
Dark Magician.
Dork.
I summon Pot of Greed to draw the
I summon Pot of Greed!
Did you summon that, who's that bard that's been with him?
Oh yeah. Been a minute, Taylor's here.
Dallas here.
I summon... I want Gar Shadow Shield brought to me, Oriel, and the Yanti lady.
Okay.
As well as...
Wasn't her name like Serpentra or something like that?
Sure.
So-
I don't remember what it was, but
Okay.
yeah, we'll go with that. And while we're at it, Ari, Jarek,
Okay.
the inner circle.
Next day, your inner circle, like the room where you killed Nidropinus, you have this gathering.
Alright, now fight to the death.
It will please me.
They all look pretty calm. The Yanti, the mistress of the Yanti, looks super nervous. She's like, I am surrounded by zealots right now. I'll say she even brings an honor guard of 2 abominations. So she has 2 of them, like, kind of behind her a little. Like, and she is standing a little bit farther away from the whole group of humans that all worship
If
the same
snakes
water
can
god.
sweat, boy, there'd be a water fountain.
She's
in
shaking so much she's starting to mold again.
here. She's shaking so much the rattle's going off.
The nervous.
Well, first I'll tell her that if she still wishes to be
I know.
allies with the crashing wave,
There's a smell of honey.
I could give her people a safe bastion here and still promise them a future. So
I know people.
Did you guys give her, like, Marsh Deep Keep, or did you guys give her, like, lands in that area?
I was going.
Okay, I guess she asked that because that's more of their environment, is that wetland. And that's like one of some of the only
Well, that's
wetlands
the
left
thing.
on
I
Balak.
need Gar to be here from now on,
Mhm.
but I still want to keep that region secure.
If that's like the agreement, she will fully accept.
Okay.
Because that region is kind of like what they are used to, and they don't have to battle for it like against other. They have 3 Kreen there, but they're not going to be a threat to them.
He pretty much created it with that destruction orb.
Yeah. But yeah, that's like that wetland area will let them thrive.
And as she leaves the meeting, she's
Yeah. But yeah, she accepts.
Okay. Then that is your duty. Maintain, protect Marsh Deep Keep alongside my cultists there.
It will be a fortress in the name of Balak and of your goddess Volhydra.
Very well. And we want to keep trade open with freedom. That's do so.
Freedom will not be molested by us or our forces.
No, I will keep it protected too,
Yes.
or keep an eye on it. Yeah. All right. She may go.
She
And
fastly exits.
Yeah.
Get the guys, we're fucking out of here.
I was gonna say yes to anything just to get the hell out of here.
Get the Escalade. We're out of here.
Yeah, Jesus, get the Escalade, we're out of here.
I tell everybody about Eric and their roles. Have a job for Ari. Several packages. I want her and trusted people.
Okay. Okay. Alright.
Protected.
She will do that.
Promoting her to title of Hydra.
Okay. What does that mean?
Because she is more of like my behind the scenes biomaster.
Okay.
She has
Multiple heads. Okay. That's what she does.
You're so fucking proud of yourself.
I know, he's so smug about this whole thing.
Very. Oriel, we had an agreement that he wanted to be like a Templar or something.
Because he was on the council of the High Templars last time. He wants to continue to maintain the position.
He shall. And I also want him to be like my right hand because he's the one that's got the kind of like my liaison with the aristocracy of Malik that's helped me do a lot of this up till now.
Okay.
And you know, because I was constantly gone for years and out of this place, he knows a better lay of the land. So
Okay, that seems like very agreeable to him.
yes, so he will be Templar on the council and.
Okay.
Gar, I want him to bring the faith of all Hydra to the Malik. Places of worship, statues, whatever, shrines.
He says, after being in the city, I've been in the city for a few weeks, for a few days after getting your missive, and I see a lot of Andropinus's self-serving architecture. We can take those public works and we can turn those into shrines.
And to help him spread the word of Ohydra amongst the populace, I represent you this.
Takes it as grabbing like his claw, and floats into it. This.
When we met, you were probably the most skeptical of old water spirit. This is the moment of faith that I promised you that she will deliver you to me.
Kind of looks at it. What am I to do with this?
Consume
He snorts it.
He looks at it questioningly. Looks at you and.
it. I want you to fart in your hand.
He kind of looks at it, looks at you, and he puts it to his lips and drinks. And then you see the form of him just turn a bright white. It kind of like shines like a brilliant light. And when this light subsides, everyone kind of like goes back. You see him on the ground, and he doesn't have the crab arm anymore. He's now back to fully being human. That sort of impurity from Drowned, when it was like impure and kind of like not quite where he needed to be, has been purged from his body. And when he opens his eyes, they're like they're like your same shockingly blue hue, but he is now back to being fully human. And he kind of looks at his hand, and he's like very surprised that he's now back to kind of what he was back when he was a priest of the water spirits. And he kind of forgets protocol for a moment. He runs up and gives you a giant embrace.
Or human.
And he says, "Thank you, thank you, thank you. I will do everything I can." I saw her on the beach. I saw the beach. I've never seen that much water before in my life. And she told me that we were going to bring that to Athos, and I believe. I saw it. I saw it all. And I know this is what we need. I know Imix and Ulgramok and Yansibin and all of them will still have their designs, but I know All Hydra is what this planet needs right now. And
They will serve.
we'll, I'll do what I can to further that agenda. And you kind of feel this energy radiating from him. He has basically become from his like level 5 kind of half or whatever, he's now like a level 15 like warlock, and he will only grow in power. He said she said I can give this gift to others. I will start with whoever you want me to start teaching. But he also like he puts up the hand, and there's like a bust of Andropinus still there, and he lets loose the 4 same cerulean bolts that you fire when you do your Eldritch Blast. He lets loose the same 4 on that bust, and it shatters it.
We are gonna free the fuck out of everybody.
Balak will not be undefended.
Balak, fuck yeah.
You get with Oriel and select a new wave of Templars. Any that survived the battle that pledge their loyalty to All Hydra can stay.
Okay.
I need the new regiment of Templars that I trust.
Yes, sir.
And spread the word. Balak.
Okay. He leaves, and we kind of cut to, it's been this 2 weeks. That was like the last thing.
Could I throw one thing, cause not knowing what Malagaz was doing?
Yeah.
Because I imagine in this time of like trying to figure out what we're going to do, I probably visited Malagaz once or twice.
Yeah, I plan to make a visit too.
Would he have let me into the labs that you were working in?
It's a Micah question.
Right. Like when I come to visit, be like, you know, hey, so Hirata and I have this thing. I don't know if you'd let me, you know, if you were in your labs, if you allowed me in there, or if you had, like, okay.
Are we on friendly enough terms where I can poop in your bathroom?
No.
I will say this too. I'll say this
I
too.
will likely stain the toilet.
Don't worry, it's only a halfling poop.
You 5, I'll say at least meet like once a week with the other council of the rebellion. So Meech and Talasir and the other agents of that rebellion. You guys still meet like once a week. Like just to sort of like, is everything still fine? Is everything still cool? But it's more or less, it's not like in the back room of Meech's shop now. It's like in the palace, like in that big reception area.
Meech is moving out.
I guess part of what I'm getting at is seeing. I probably recognize a lot of the stuff that was in the room that I.
Like I said, it depends if
right.
it depends if Micah lets you down there, because he's got a full army of people at that place.
Okay. And I would imagine I recognize some of the stuff from where I took the glove from.
Yeah.
I guess I would probably be like, you know, what does you plan on doing with all this stuff? You know, kind of looking around.
I mean, I'll explain it. It's like, well, I have the capability within me to become a dragon, but there are. Let's ask. Do you know who Boris is?
Boris.
Boris.
I probably would I?
Everyone has heard of the dragon.
Okay, that's the big
Yes.
one across. Yeah.
You guys saw him. You
Okay,
saw,
yeah, that's the one we
yeah.
hid from. Okay.
Boris.
Yeah.
The new Josh.
Boris is.
Dragoth was a stepping stone to freeing my people. Boris, I plan to rid this world of him. That has been my life's mission ever since I know of the dragon. So I'm going to instead use what I've gained from both paths. I mean, that's the whole reason Dragoth won, was to use me as means to further his own power, since it's naturally with my generation.
And I'm guessing, seeing that he lives way in the east, that other comet fell way in the east, probably a bad sign. Probably gonna have to deal with Boris.
No, Boris lives at Urdraxa. It's a city it's far beyond the Silt Sea. The Silt Sea eventually gives way to an ocean of lava. Beyond that ocean lies the city of Urdraxa. Its walls are like a mile thick, and inside is a paradise that you would not know. The Urdraxian people living in this sort of isolation, basically living in Rome on an island surrounded by lava, but slaves are constantly brought from the levy to help maintain its ranks. The Templars are the strongest magical beings on the planet. Only other than Sorcerer Kings. Each Templar is a lich, a full lich. That is like the crowning. I'll say this is like kind of the common lore you guys all know about Urdraxa. That they are immortal, essentially. They are eternal Templars. So their ranks are hundreds, if not thousands. But you all know that Boris requires these lives to keep the defiling magic going. Is he uses the humans that survive on Athens as like the last resource to keep his almost
unsatiated.
Yes,
unquenchable.
His unquenchable thirst, and two, his like basically this island paradise surrounded by lava cannot maintain itself. So he requires constant defiling magic to keep the crops growing, to keep water flowing, to keep it going. So
in your explanation what you're doing, I guess you'd be like, well, I didn't tell anyone, probably because kind of the cook and the archer, stealth guy, so I haven't really paid as much attention as I should have, so I didn't know how important this thing was, but would this help? And I pull out that glove.
Yes. Yes, that would help immensely and save me countless hours of trying to recreate one.
When I was...
Now you may poop in my toilet.
You know what? This is the one attached to my bedroom.
Yeah, just flush, please.
Yeah,
It
fuck
may
it
be
up.
small. No.
Yeah. Silent but deadly.
Yeah, when I went around sneaky the way up above to come in from Andropinus' chambers, I saw it and grabbed it. So.
Well, had we failed, that probably would have been a really good idea to at least take that, because it's instrumental in making the change.
You probably saw you had your nose, you're like... I don't have to worry about that now.
I'll say with that, you hear like a knock on the door, and it's Burketh, and she says, "The council's ready for the meeting. It's time to go." I'll say the carriage, like a grand carriage pulled by kanks, like some of the nobility that would use is now like parked outside of the compound, ready to take you to the palace for this meeting that you guys usually have to make sure the city council, basically the secret city council, is meeting for right now.
So you know how animals have a bear, the cubs, right?
Mm-hmm.
Would a kink's baby be called a skank?
Skank. Kinks.
Kinks, yeah.
Kinks. Yeah.
Kinks. You guys get into that carriage. Pyretta, you're also... The summons has gone out. It is time for this meeting. You guys ride into the city of Balak. You guys see the statues of Andropinus being torn down, replaced with the sort of the watery visage of Hydra. Basically, think like an old Greek goddess. It's kind of depiction. None of you have actually you've seen her. She knows she's just like basically a giant water elemental, but she's being depicted as a sort of a traditional Greek goddess.
Maybe like a Gorgon Lake or something.
Sort of. She's just like a beautiful. She's like a seashell in her hair.
Like a water nymph or something.
Yeah, like a water nymph type depiction. And what does the new banner of Balak look like? Like the old banners have been ripped down. What is the new design of the Balak banner?
A rocket ship.
A rocket ship.
Yeah, it's
Totally not a penis. It's a rocket ship.
What's a rocket ship, sir? That looks like a dick.
A rocket ship.
Shades of blue, but like easily depicted a or like tidal wave.
Okay.
Red ominous eyes.
I was gonna say azure, but
So like a sentient wave.
yeah.
Okay.
What do you think they're gonna find all the blue dye, Jesse?
It's not purple's the hardest one to get. Blue's not bad.
Unless they want to get whipped.
By the Roman Emperor.
It's not blue enough. Whoosh.
And from like behind the wave, kind of like tentacles.
Okay.
Kind of like
Krakeny.
depiction of like a kraken emerging from. Like,
Okay.
a wave.
I was gonna say a liquid Asari. Liquid headed.
So now like the azure blue banners wave in the wind. People part for the carriage. People cheer as you guys are led through the city. And you come up to the palace here, led through the gates, and the large pillared hall. You are seated. Jarek is there. Gar is there. The guards, you know, in all the corners, they welcome everyone in. The council. There's a large council table that's been pulled. Like, so the throne sits at the head of a set of stairs, but the council table's still here. So it is just basically brought into the main chamber. You're all seated. You see Meech now in grander white robes than he was kind of like these gray.
They were white robes.
Yeah.
At one time.
He's Gandalf the White.
Yeah, so he's fully in his Gandalf the White phase. He's still, Meech still doesn't openly practice magic because it is still a big taboo. But you do know that Meech has been petitioning to are we going to give the Veiled Alliance any power, because they're going to help us defend against Sorcerer Kings. That's their whole objective, is to kill the Sorcerer Kings. I feel if we throw our that's kind of been his pet project, is if we throw funds at the Veiled Alliance, it'll only help us defend our borders against the Defilers.
Well, the Veiled Alliance aims to overthrow Sorcerer Kings. Where do I fit in that grand design of theirs?
He says you're not a Defiler. Your power comes from
That he knows.
Wink.
Your public persona is that you do have this strange otherworldly power. That is the legend of Kiliani so far, is that you wield a power from beyond Athos. But that is kind of the legend so far. The rumor behind the throne, that you are not a Defiler, that your power is alien. But that could be a powerful tool in helping the cause. I mean, King Tithian of Tyr, the other free city of Athos, has not fully thrown his support. The council, at least, has not openly persecuted members of the.
I will let them continue to operate.
We appreciate it. Henri is has been speaking with Talisier. Talisier shows up.
Who's Henri?
Sorry. Your cleric person?
Gar?
No. Your spy master.
Ari,
sorry.
Yeah.
Ari has been speaking with Talisier. Talisier has come forward that he has spied on more Sorcerer Kings than he can know what to do with. His main job as a bard was to gather dirt and disseminate it. He says that if he's willing to be inducted into this Hydra council network, he can provide all of those network assets to.
Sounds like he's trying to blackmail you, Jesse.
To Balak.
Get that shit out.
Just sounds like a weird job title. So what do? I disseminate dirt.
Make it so.
Thank you.
Yes.
You
Under
do
her
that.
direction, but yes.
Okay.
Answer to her.
The council meets. You guys have these sort of conversations about what
Yeah, what was Jeremy's thing again?
you wanted to officially join the Balak military.
I was going to install the King Striders as the city defense of Balak.
I will incorporate you guys into the military as the vanguard.
I will keep you in mind.
The tip of the spear.
Just the tip.
If you need more than the tip, you got a shitty spear.
If you need more than a tip, you're getting
Cor-
shafted.
Cora shows up like you guys, like the new guys, like she's like, wow, she's really hot. The guys who have known Cora for years, she has like really prettied herself up for this meeting.
She brushed her hair.
She brushed her hair.
They don't recognize her at first, like, huh?
She's like, and we will, and she kind of like puts a hand on Kellyanne's shoulder, or on Rockdar's shoulder, like,
Say the fuck she did.
and we will gladly take this position. All we are looking for is a bit of security in the city. Well, I mean, the Kingstriders and Balak have been an institution for generations. We just want to keep that going.
We want to grow from being a band of mercenaries to somebody that, like,
I was gonna,
respectable.
I was gonna say
They
you,
want- they
you
want
either need
legitimacy.
to decide whether to choose
Yeah, so they want legitimacy.
to
They don't want to be a fighter.
keep being
Exactly.
mercenaries or switch to private sector.
Oh, we're definitely going Blackwater.
Okay. Then I can have you get with General Linnaeus, now commander of the forces of Balak. I'm sure she can make a branch for you.
Pretty thick branch of hay.
Linnaeus is, I'll say she's here too. She steps forward, like, I will gladly welcome you into the Vanguard, Ragnar and Cora. I know that you've really served the city for a long time, and I want to see that continue.
really
Ladies-
nervous to be
The
here.
lady's being nice to me.
After this, I need to go to the King Striders.
Okay.
I will let you
I-
main a Templar too.
I want to, like... Are you listening to the Adventure Zone right now, John? The current one?
He's playing D&D right
The steeplechase?
I'm 2 episodes in, but I know.
Do you know how they do, like, flashbacks to kind of, like, set things
Oh,
up
yeah,
for...
Yeah.
I want to do something like that. I want to, I want to call all King Striders to headquarters, no matter from wherever they're.
Okay.
But then I'll do that after this meeting.
I'll say that they.
Striders to me.
I'll say that they. Okay. Well, most of them are in the area for the uprising anyway. But you call like whoever was out on like
The
itinerary
mission and
missions.
shit like that, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So, I say the leader of the King Striders will fall under your command.
Cora walks up, shakes her hand.
We're still in this.
Yes.
and-
No, I was trying to explain to John why I
Gotcha.
wanted the King
No.
Striders.
Okay. Done. Done. Thank
And
you.
then I'll say if there's anything else in this being. I'll say no.
You can still be a Templar, but you'll have to answer to Gar. He is now in the position of High Templar.
You do notice that your powers since the death of Andropinus are gone. Like your ability to cast any warlock abilities because you had that one level of warlock is kaput. But Gar does walk up to you now. You do notice he's back to being fully human. He says, "Give me your hand."
I'll take it.
Give it to me.
And once you
Golly.
take his hand, you are standing on a beach, and you see like this ocean in front of you. Like okay, canonically, did Ragnar travel the plains, or did Ragnar always stay on Athos? This is the question. Canonically.
I am making it canonically.
Canonically, he's always been on Athos.
No, he has traveled planes.
He's traveled the plains. Okay. You see an ocean, which you haven't seen on Athos before, but you do feel this presence behind you, and it says, "I've watched you." It's like a very, not like a booming voice, but a very deep voice, but still feminine. It says, "I've been watching you beside my champion for a long time. I know that you are very brave, and
Stupid.
you are very, you're very headstrong.
I'm sorry, did I say that out loud?
You are very athletically inclined.
You are very useful.
I want to tell you that I have the only will I have for Athos is to finally balance it. Like, I see that my fellow primordials wish to either consume this plane or use it for its resources. I only wish to exist here. To make it a bastion for myself. If you're willing to work with me on this and work with Kiliani, we can share you a sliver of our power.
Making a pact.
Yeah, I've been a warlock. You know what? I tell you what, you scratch my back, I'll scratch your back.
She's water, she doesn't have. I'm not in this conversation.
I like to think he said that and then immediately said that and backed out. Well, nope, never mind.
Yeah, 100%. What are you doing here?
The tides, they ebb and flow. Some they give and then they take.
He says, "Don't make water puns."
I live in a desert most of my life. I don't know water. It's wet.
All of a sudden, you feel like you're drowning.
Yeah, I'll work with all Hydra until I see it's no longer.
Until I don't.
Until I don't.
I mean,
No, you're making a pact. You're in for life.
No, I can put it in 2 weeks' notice.
You don't have any rights.
she says I sense hesitation. I hope it doesn't come to that, but
I wouldn't say it's hesitation. I hope you will work with me in what I about what I want.
what you have a request of me?
Let's after this.
Okay.
We'll cut there. I'm the director now. Cut.
You know what? This pack should tide me over.
You feel the watery hand on your shoulder. You feel this kind of surge of like water, like you're underwater for like a brief second, and then you're back, and you feel that instead of where that like. I'll say you've always had this kind of nagging, kind of like gut pain when you like took Adrianus's pact. Now you have like a. You always feel like.
Hydrated.
Yeah, I'll say it like that. Like you feel like
hydrated.
you're ready. Like you're physically a little bit more.
I've got the power of Powerade in me.
Yeah, you're a little bit more aware.
You'll never have dry mouth again.
Your skin has never looked better.
I'll take my leave of this party. Take Cora with me. And back to camp.
Okay, well, the meeting's not done yet.
I was gonna say, literally, the meeting's not even
John,
done.
I'm
He's
leaving.
like, "I'm out."
Okay, well you
You are not permitted to leave.
I wasn't asking you.
I'm the fucking king.
I have business to attend to. I am Cora.
Cannot be bothered.
Cora, if you have any
Actually, yes, I permit you to leave.
You don't quit, you're fired!
Yeah.
The rest of the meeting will carry on without you.
I'm sure I will be of no import to the rest of this meeting.
Kiliani's like, you know what? This meeting will go a lot smoother without him here.
You see the rest of the party as you hesitate. He's like, let him go. Let him go.
I have you in a pact now, it doesn't much matter.
As you leave, I look at the guards and go, give the boots to him, medium
You
style.
just go take the shot.
Equivalent of a red dot on its forehead.
Snappy's just like, I'm sorry, who's taking what shot?
Shots!
Yeah! To the bar, Cora!
Okay, that's me.
Okay.
That's my mama.
That's the news.
All right. You get up. Jeremy starts going for the door. Council also says like, I'll say like, you have somebody who's running the minutes kind of of this meeting.
You think Jesse's being the fucking stenographer?
No.
This boy.
Yes. I still think of his name.
Diraxis?
Yes.
You're demoted.
He keeps
I
the
also
minutes.
told him to
He's
keep it
chamber boy now! He
we
has
carry on!
It's okay.
We constantly
That's kind of why I
roasted,
was like,
and you
no
roasted
side.
It's a
again.
shift in power, and I'm not quite
Diraxis,
sure
can
how
you
I
read
feel
back the
about it.
minutes,
that's,
please?
I was mentioning, like, this is also why I took it. and didn't say
In
anything,
Rick and
because I
Morty
didn't
terms,
think
he's
you were
the
gonna-
equivalent of the Morty
fair.
lawyer that they gave.
Yeah,
Morty and
yeah.
someone on this couch to sit it
It's so
over.
fun!
He's like
He's not
dejected,
actually a lawyer. You don't have any rights. We just keep him around because he's fun.
like dejectedly looks at the papers like, and Kiliani says, Diraxis, you're a piss baby, and then the council, they all laughed.
The council that laughed upon me at me.
You laughed, he laughed, she laughed, and I died.
His voice gets kind of shaky.
The
You made
toaster
an
laughed.
insult about my dead mother. The council laughed.
Exactly what was that joke? Please read it verbatim.
Before the council adjourns, is there any new business?
I have some more business. says the chair recognizes the king.
Jesus Christ, Jesse.
I want to hear him say it.
Speak, King of Balak, Lord Kiliani.
This will never get old. I would do an entire campaign around this.
Are we installing the anti-suicide netting around the castle?
None of the windows open.
That's just
Like the Vegas hotel.
they're just bolting iron bars to all the windows.
These aren't windows at all, they're paintings!
Drax's shoes don't have the shoestrings.
I was just gonna say,
Slip on.
Giuliani, I would also like to ask, what happened to my shoestrings?
He's got one of those collars that they put on ducks so they can't swallow things too big and choke.
There are fates worse than death. Yes, baby.
This guy literally led the strongest legion in that battle too. It's really funny.
He did nothing to us, and we immediately made him a piece of shit. He just had a funny voice to begin with, and we're like, this piece of fucking shit.
That'll show him. That'll show him. Anyway, you had new business.
My business is somebody get me a tissue.
Drax, your sleeve. I'm still crying.
Yes, Andropinus's notes and research. I'm gonna need that.
Yeah, ain't gonna happen. The reason he got a farce was because mankind can't be trusted with that research. And last I checked, you're mankind.
I have use of it, but I'm not going to use it. Please.
That is using it.
Huh?
That is using it. Having use of it.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, we probably.
What would it take for you to part with it?
It has no price. It is priceless to me. And my people.
The table gets really tense.
Part with what? Sorry.
I got it. Research. Okay.
The note,
Yeah,
like
me too.
the notes from Grisonel, the How to Become a Dragon. Jesse's asking for them. Like, it's not tense around the table. Meech kind of clears his throat. Well, perhaps he may simply peruse them if you do you require information from them, Lord Kiliani.
Me specifically, no. But I know the sorcerer Tyr does.
King Tithian is the leader of a very large free city.
And we've seen it time and time again where mankind gets this research and it corrupts them further.
Yes, that's what I'm intending.
The table, like you can hear a pin drop, and off in the distance, ding, 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 and then ding, 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 ding.
Drax
Ding,
is
ding,
hanging
ding,
himself
ding,
on
ding,
it.
and then we
That's
hear
Drax is
Dangling from the bell tower. Oh, sorry.
Oh, jeez.
Where's his handler go? Just to keep an eye on it.
the mood.
You have to get a stool for him.
Shit, that was fun.
You know what?
Alarm.
You know what?
Where is he?
Draxus, you're now the court jester. You've gotten a promotion.
Promotion.
Drax is like,
My apologies, John.
that's the city alarm box.
that's the city alarm.
Goes ding, 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 and a chorus of bells erupts from across the city. Council.
Seeing as this is an easy out of this tense situation, I'm gonna activate fly and get on top of the roof to see what's going on.
Left my oven on.
The guards cross their lances in front of you to see what's going on. Like, King, you should see this.
Yeah.
You know.
You guys ascend to that large balcony that overlooks the city that is in the palace.
Drax, get back inside.
You look across, and off in the distance, coming from the west or the east, is just a large shadow. Bigger.
Is that the palace in the center there?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna just get up on the top left of the obelisk there.
Coming from the west, or from the east, you see a shape. And then you hear the people in the streets start to panic.
I send a message to you, and I just said this. This is what I'm trying to free us from.
I nod back.
Yeah, I got that.
In the courtyard, flying over the mountains, over the city itself, causing almost a riotous panic. In the courtyard of the palace lands Boris.
I think before he gets that close, I'm at least gonna whisper to Pyra like, we need to move.
I always thought he was.
And I'm stealthing out.
There are different depictions of his height, but he is I'd say about a 60-foot tall, from standing to top of head. I'll say 60 feet. Because this dude's about, what do you say, like 5 feet, and he's like crouching. His neck's not really like, it's kind of
Yeah,
craning.
I mean, that is still pretty big, yeah.
Stands, and then a singular man gets off his back. I'll say a singular man, and then two black-robed with red dragon like accoutrement, fully hooded Templars of Urdrax get off. The man in black has a stone white skull painted on his face. He is a human man, older, maybe like mid-60s, but he has this sort of purple aura like around his body that you can sort of, like you casters can immediately tell is a very powerful sort of holy casting aura. What are you two said you're hiding. What are you doing?
I'm looking for a different vantage point that is less obvious. Thinking like if you're a sniper, you don't. Sure, you may
Shit's
have
going down. I better just stand here.
Right, like a sniper. Sure, I mean, if you've seen Saving Private Ryan,
Mm-hmm.
Sure, that little tower that the sniper's in at the end of the final battle is a good vantage point to snipe people from, but it's also a very obvious spot for a sniper.
Give me a stealth check.
I rolled natural 18, and that's a 35 altogether.
You find a spot that you miraculously think that his large senses cannot find. I'll say, like, you scramble on the roof of the building.
No, I don't know if I'd be on the roof. I'm looking. Like I said,
Be up there with me.
Yeah.
It's not flat. It's got like
right.
domes.
I'm
and
just
shit,
I'm just looking for a less obvious spot.
You find a less obvious spot. I don't want to overcomplicate this.
Right.
Hi, Retta. What are you doing?
Following him.
Following him. Okay.
Yeah, he's my personal guard, pretty much.
Where is Andropinus? This voice booms from the dragon. The man steps forward. Lord Boris has spoken. The king of Balak is to present himself.
I'll step forward with my entourage. Say, Andrew Pinus is dead. I am his successor.
You see the dragon kind of loom over to you a little bit. And you feel his mind start to kind of try to enter yours. You're going to put up any resistance?
Yeah.
Alright, give me a wisdom saving throw.
I think if there's any still mental connection, I'm gonna kind of like let you know like where I'm at.
I can
Oh
voice
fuck
some
yeah!
message.
Okay.
19.
Okay.
Wisdom saving throw is a +9, so 28.
28.
You have no power.
Okay.
Silly. Also, John, just to put, I am taking every moment I can to study Boris.
Okay.
Like, I am not taking my eyes off it the entire time.
You sort of you feel this the way like enter your mind. I'll say with that amount, he's able to only see surface level, but you can omit whatever you want to omit. So what does he see? You still feel him get in, but you successfully can obfuscate certain things from him.
I'll let him see like the warlock side of me.
Okay.
The defiling days. I'll try to omit as much of like the all Hydra stuff as possible, and obviously recent events of like us wanting to kill them.
Okay.
Just let him see like this young warlock with a rise to political power.
So like from the Imix crisis, you cut and then it's like back to the rebellion essentially.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Same goal, just different method of ascending to the throne.
He looks. Boris looks at like there is a hall of champions essentially up here in the upper echelon, and he sees statues of all of you. He says, "Oh, the heroes of Balak finally overcame their corrupted leader. I thank you for bringing an end to this usurper and his dread research." You can turn it down if you'd like.
Yeah, just a nudge, please. Thanks.
Is that good?
Yeah.
He says, "There is one way you might help me. I require someone that may have been a part of this rebellion. My sorcerer here says that she is in your city." The old man walks up and he holds up a glass orb, like a city. I'll say like an obsidian orb, and you see it kind of like grow to be about maybe like a 7 foot across giant orb, and you see like the ghostly image of Pyretta in this orb. We don't know what name the elf goes by these days, is the old man. I know her as Miranda. She's the other half of the druid circle that we are looking for. She could be very vital in the days to come. And, you hear Boris say, "Her power is something that we could use to bring glory to all of Athos. If you give her to me, willingly, Balak might not have to pay its levy this year. Thousands of slaves still in your employ. If not," he kind of turns, and you see him kind of twist his head, and the statue of Kiliani, the post Imix conflict hero statue, just from mental force, just erupts into stone. I'm going to give you 2 days. I have other business in the area to attend to. If you present her to me at the end of these 2 days, you'll be handsomely rewarded. If she is kept from me, Balak's newest king might have the shortest reign of any on the face of Athos.
I'll kind of look at it, studying. I don't keep the company of elves, same, but I can have my followers scour the city if she.
Good. You're wiser than you look. Cranes his neck up. Kind of gets the folks to get back on his back. You seeing this, I will say your full memories now come back. Your life on Frostgate, your the continent of Galaram, your adventures beforehand, your ascension to that peak of the Archdruid. You know that this man, which I haven't come up with a name for him yet. It's fine. We'll just call him the Archdruid. Was your teacher, your successor, your mentor. You do see him, now that you have your full memories, like, he must not remember everything. He must remember fragments like you did. But obviously this death power, is now in the employ of this monster. And you know that something very serious, if he wants this the full archdruidic power of life and death, that is a power that cannot get into the hands of this thing. The dragon beats its giant wings, and it heads north. The city alarm quiets. The screams of panic in the city subside after a few minutes, and there's like a dread silence. All of Balak kind of holding its breath.
John, quick question. My ability to know your enemy, was I able to at least spend a minute studying?
Easily.
Horus. Is he probably silly, probably obvious questions, but equal, superior, or inferior to me is in regard to, let's go total class levels,
Superior.
and yeah, like I said, these are probably obvious answers. And dexterity score. My dex is 20.
Actually inferior. You see him as slow and kind of like clumsy if it was to be a speed, like a manual, like if it was a dance off, sure.
Right.
But you can tell that his mental powers and his natural magical powers more than make up for any physical.
Okay.
He doesn't need the physical, so why we train it?
Exactly.
Sort of deal.
With that, the city kind of goes, like I said, back to a bit of calm, a very cautious calm. Linnaeus walks up to you. All of your council walks up to you. Is like, what do we do?
You hear a very quiet thank you as Peretta sends a message to Killian.
First, we continue the original plan of buying for time, which is why I need those notes. The ones we gave Andrew Pinus will be fine enough. Malagaz.
I'm sure with this council intact, we can come up with another alternative than repeating and empowering Sorcerer Kings.
We gave Andrew Pinus bad information.
And he still managed to turn into a full dragon.
No, he turned it to like a small flying. Achieve. At least not completely. He didn't achieve his.
I will say, from your standpoint, he did basically turn into a mutant. Essentially, he not even like a dragonborn-ish level of dragon. Like he was like basically a mutant human with dragon characteristics.
Like 33% of the way there.
If that. He got the wings, he got the body, but his mind was lost.
Yeah.
If I send that research to the King of Tyr, like he really wanted me to, only would it give us better political standing. I will also send word to the other sorcerer kings that he somehow acquired that information to rebellion. And it will shift their focus over to him rather than potentially coming to Balak as free for conquest with Andropinus or us rebuilding. And if the dragon finds out, he may decide to go give Tyr a visit instead of coming back to us in 2 weeks, which overall gives us more time. But I'm open to suggestions.
I say, well then I'm gonna need time to come up with it.
Might I suggest, this is Meech, might I suggest, Sir Malagos, you know those notes in and out, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Could you not find and duplicate more mistakes to make them even less of a help to anyone that might receive them?
Now that I've had a chance to look at them.
And correct me if I'm wrong, Tithian has no clue as to what is even required.
Oh, he wouldn't know.
He has a council, but I doubt they know the magical machinations of a creature that died hundreds of years ago only to live an undeath until it was able to achieve some sort of foundation. Perhaps we can come up with an even, well, let's say better forgery of notes, or a worse forgery of notes, depending on how you would like to put it.
Yeah. Which will still require time.
You can have the time. I have some scribes at my not leisure, but at my disposal. I could help you come up with another set of forgeries.
Mm-hmm.
And this would provide something to give to Tithian.
Yeah, but we need to get it sent to him as quickly as possible. Send it right now to the Source of Kings, assuming that they still have their forces not too far away.
How long is that going to take to get to Tithian anyway? More than 2 days.
Meech has...
But if we know the dragon is in the area, if we let word spread...
Meech holds up a scroll. He says, I do have means of teleportation. I could send somebody, like, today to Tyr. This is very expensive. And I wish to be reimbursed. Please.
The crown shall reimburse you.
Thank you. We have precious little time.
I'll send you an invoice.
It's coming out of Piss Baby's salary.
No! I have a salary.
I'll say he kind of goes off. I will go to your stage to prepare. I will gather my scribes and we'll prepare this forgery. With that, Talisir walks up like, well, in the meantime, what are we going to do about her?
Shall I be the one teleported? Tithian?
If he doesn't find you here in 2 days, he's going to destroy the city.
What if we use the way to show him that I am with Tithian? Kind of looking like such as how you implant memories and images in people's minds. He would unquestionably buy what he would see, knowing your powers.
I mean, I doubt the Dragon of Tyr is going to let me invade his mind to show him memories.
Speaking from experience, he'll look in yours.
I mean, I have contacts. I mean, we could get another person that looks like her. But I don't know.
Tell him the halfling's ate her.
She ran off screaming into the woods. Only to get eaten.
Are you willing to try to survive a probing from his psychic powers to attest to that?
I didn't say I was going to be the one to tell him. Just saying.
I'm just throwing ideas.
Not saying me, the halfling. I'm saying halflings. Wherever she was. Spitballing here.
That would probably provide our home to target. You would go to find out for sure.
I'm okay with that.
Just like I'm
So
okay
this
with ballot
Tithian thing is sounding a little bit better and better.
Just like I'm okay with the ballot burning down.
You're like, I don't live here.
Your food sucks.
Best cooking in town.
The question is, why did he fly north?
I was gonna ask what's north.
What's north? We look at the Shut up.
Know what to do?
What about I wonder how the Sorcerer Queen feels about all this, because that's directly north of here. Ogo.
He could be headed there. Let's see.
Wait, is it Ogo or the Thorn? And she was trying to straight north.
Directly north is Nibene
And Gulg. Yeah, Gulg. That's the one I'm thinking of.
Ogo, Gulg.
Ogo's the one up in the northwest, I believe. Now that I think of it.
Ogo is like way up here.
Yeah. Okay, there it is. I see it by the ridge.
I mean, I could scry on him, but that in itself comes with the risks.
Yeah,
Especially if he finds out he's being scried on.
Yeah, I don't think.
Bodak.
The Bodak?
The Stonehenge looking thing.
Bodak is a ruin of most ancient. Let's see. Give me a history test. I'll look it up for you.
Say what's
roll me a test. This is going to depend on how much I actually bother to look up.
12.
Yeah, it's there. Can you do your what you need to do within 2 days?
That's up to John. I don't know if I can or not.
I was asking him, can he do what he needs, what he's been planning on doing within 2 days?
Okay.
Probably for the dice to decide.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, technically, he said I just basically have to do it. And it's going to be a choice. It's going to be a decision one way or another.
From what you know, Bodak was a city. Let's see.
For some reason, when you said Bodak, BoJack Horseman.
A city of great magicians and arcane secrets.
Okay, anytime I hear Miranda, I think of River in Serenity.
So you don't think of Mass Effect?
No, for some reason.
City of arcane secrets and wizardry before the cleansing war.
That sounds pretty important.
Still within, like...
Why does nobody go there?
You give me a history check, because you only have 12.
What was in Gulg and Ibane?
30.
You know that the city is also populated by a legion of skeletons, zombies, ghosts, and wraiths that come out at night to try to take the blood and souls of the living.
Oh, okay.
Sounds sexy.
Fits the profile.
Sounds like possibly where somewhere who commands leeches might go.
This is Western Palace. It's the only toilet near he likes to use.
His Airbnb over there.
Well, in the meantime, I'm going to go...
This one will do.
I'll seek out Kiliani, and I'm going to fill him in on everything I know about my former mentor, and maybe anything I remember about the ritual that sent us here in the first place.
Okay.
Just so we got somebody in the know besides me.
Essentially what happens is, she tells you about her life on Galaram. You were there, you had visited that realm in one of your jaunts. In the city, like the region of Frostgate.
I think I did, actually.
You did, actually. She tells you that once you ascended to the level of Archdruid, she was essentially reached level 20 in that world. The ritual was she was going to be granted all of the powers of the life and the grave domains, essentially like a vast amount of divine power as the Archdruid of that planet. Their ritual was interrupted by undead dragon looking for power, essentially, and that's when they were pulled into Athos because he had messed up that ritual, pulled them in through the mirror. Things had happened where they were separated out,
Like a rebound.
like a
pretty
rebound.
much.
And if this ritual is completed, that basically every every divine spell, like you would be a level 20 caster of a druidic power. That level, if like you kind of surmise that if that is done, and the dragon takes it, he will not only have great arcane power, vast psychic power, he will have now finally have access to divine power.
Oh.
Imagine being a level 20 cleric, a level 20 psychic, and a level 20 sorcerer.
So that's bad.
That's bad.
Big bad.
It ain't good. I'm great. Thanks. No.
So, definitely worth preventing this from happening.
Oh, yeah.
That being said, now that you kind of know the stakes of what's happening here, I guess I'll go back around, and we'll go. What preparations you'd like to try to at least do in this 2 days' time?
John, I sent you.
Really?
Yep.
Really?
Yep.
Okay. Well, I would like to play this scene out in front of the group, actually.
Yeah, I didn't. I was gonna let you kind of get it going in your head before I throw you a curveball.
I'll say, as you guys are kind of everyone's still at the palace now. It's nighttime. The meeting never adjourned. This is still. I'll say Meech is working on it now. You haven't gone home yet because you guys are still trying to brainstorm. You see him walking off, and Cora's like, we can't do that.
And I'd say, Cora, this is important. We need to go.
We can't just leave them here.
They'll be fine. Don't worry. The only one that's really a danger, Big Dingus in charge. He can handle
That's
himself.
King Dingus to you.
You're not here. You can't talk.
You said you were doing
No,
this
this
to
is-
everybody.
I'm
No, in front of the players, not the characters.
I'm out of the meeting room.
Him and Cora are off
The
arguing.
scene is
We're-
pulled.
off
we're-
to a
this is-
I'll say you walk off, and Cora stays. And she's like, he wants to use the portal to just leave Athos.
A portal.
Oh, the one
The
that
mirror.
the fire giant went through, right?
Yes, we have the mirror still.
Oh, okay, we brought it.
The thing is, he doesn't know how to work it. I know he doesn't know how to work it.
That's
Oh,
why I'm
that
not worried.
The
He
mirror
doesn't
we used to
have
get
a
her.
brain cell in his body.
I thought it was
to
the mirror
work
that when
mirror.
we were, I forget the name, so sorry, but
The
we were down at,
underground city
with the
we
big
used to-
fire
you know,
giant
the
that
fire giant where I got my hammer.
you got the hammer.
Yeah, that's where you
I
used
we
to.
should all-
That's what you used to go to the.
This where Miner
Shadowfell.
got the spider cakes. He found the spider. And
Yeah, they found it at Waste Knoll.
And all those mushrooms.
You guys had recovered the mirror and brought it back. It's back on the ship still, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
But you do have a means of leaving Athos.
Is this us?
Hmm?
This is you and Cora.
No, this is Cora.
This-
telling us
Cora's telling that he wants to leave.
That I'm going to you. Sure.
Or use the mirror to do what?
I haven't told
He's-
Cora.
What's he want to use the mirror for?
Obviously, he wants to try to do something with another plane of existence. I'm not sure.
Well, we kind of need to
He
know
just said
that.
he just said no. I'm the leader of the Kickstarters, and he left.
Oh, John. I was gonna do like a big all the King Striders. Do like a whole.
Okay, so I'll just say
Somebody
he's
get him.
talking. He's talking about this mirror, whatever, and he left. I don't know what's going on, but this, I mean, could go home.
I would have to go somewhere unknown. If I return home, he's been there once already.
Well,
That'd
he
be-
hasn't been there.
The dragon has been.
Not that dragon.
Not that dragon, but
We
here.
killed Dragoth.
But
he was the one who disrupted.
But the Archdruid has though.
Yeah.
You know he has. He called you Miranda.
That would be the
Well,
first place they would look for me. Predicalic's down Salome.
I don't know.
I will do
I don't
whatever
know
is
do
needed of me.
what reason yet,
Stand a better
but
chance
she
against
needs to stay
him
here.
alone than him and Boris.
Maybe even under his influence. He could be brought back around. He was my mentor once. But the important thing is that we stay separated. If our powers can be combined by another, or absorbed by another, excuse me. I think keeping me out of the element entirely, keeping these powers separate.
Oh, I can't believe I'm going to say this. We need Ragnar.
Shall I summon him, Lord?
Whether it's in irons or his own free will, yes, get him here.
You're like 3/4 of the way back to the Kangstriders, like headquarters.
Mm-hmm.
Riding up behind on 2 Quadloos is 2 like royal guards, and they said like King
Andrew
Kiliani.
Pines. Damn it!
I still want to say Andrew Pinus. No, King Kiliani requests your presence.
Kill you like Lord Slug. It's like, let me get the Dragon Balls for you, Lord Piccolo. I mean, Lord Slug. Look, I'm sorry, Slug.
I'll
Love
sigh.
that.
Like I have something important I need to take care of right now. I'll be back to the palace.
We have bathrooms at the palace.
I'm a shy pooper.
That's the only thing he uses the mirror
I'll
for.
tell
Just
them-
push it other
Send Cora to the Kangstriders, and then within an hour, we will be back at the palace.
That's not the orders I was given. I tell you what. He'll send one of the others. He goes to get Cora. Cora arrives.
Has to rock, paper, scissors to go piss off Kiliani.
Yeah.
Well, you said bring him back. You didn't say how quickly.
So Cora arrives.
Send 2
What?
You're demoted to
I've
piss babies
summoned all the
intern.
Kangstriders back,
Yes.
And
I'll say that they're already here. Like you had
Yeah.
known. Yeah.
and I'm basically going to, in front of all of them, give, you know what? She's hitting my hammer.
Ooh.
I'm going to, I'll hold it. I'll look at her.
Is this the equivalent of a half-giant proposal?
No. I'll say, Cora, I've been with you for many years. There are things that we've done together that I will never forget. But this body is
So
old.
sudden.
It is broken. It's tired. You are now the head Kangstrider.
Top king.
Top king. You're King Kang. I hope that I set the organization up for you to be successful and do good on Athos. Make sure that the weak are protected, and that those that get too powerful are brought back down to where they deserve to be.
She hears this, and you just see like she's got this like her mouth is just agape. She's like, "So what are you gonna do?"
I'm gonna rest. I've always wanted to.
Our friends are going to fight the most powerful thing on the planet, and you're going to run? We've known these people for years, Ragnar. Malagaz has been so good to us. So I know Kiliani can be a smartass, but he's still more decent than half the people that we've run with in the past.
I'll look at her.
I mean, she's not
Backhanded
lying. I literally am
compliment
good. It's my
That's my alignment.
That's my alignment.
I'm gonna pull it.
Here's the alignment I have
Danny
written
Glover. I'm getting too old for this shit. I got one more in me, and after this, out.
Let's help our friends in this, and then let's go together. I don't want the Kangstriders, Ragnar. I want you.
No.
You're an idiot, but God, you're the only person that has ever been worthwhile on this planet to me. I've either been an object or a tool for everyone else on this planet.
Meanwhile, the Kangstriders are just like,
Now, you will be the one who chooses your destiny, and allows for others to choose their destiny and no longer be a slave.
Look, I can't make you. Lord knows I can't make you do anything. I've been trying for years.
I'll help him this last time, but I had to make it known because I knew.
I don't want to die either, Rock.
I know something was going to happen, but there needed to be a clear line of succession for the Kingstriders. Now that they've all witnessed that I have handed over my weapon to you, and their command is, you are now their commander. So, if I don't make it back from this, they know who they will answer to.
Fine. Gonna help us.
As much as I'm going to regret it, yes. I hear 1 ounce of lip. Kiliani.
He just starts going,
That's what I just did.
Yeah, you should.
but like Popcat.
We gotta go back. They're gonna want to talk about this, but she puts on the hammer, gets poignant for a second. She embraces. He gives you a big kiss, and she says, "Look, once this is done, I don't really care if we stay here or if we do whatever. I think we got more than enough recruits here that can bring a lot more glory to the Kingstriders. But like I said, you're my priority here."
Corey, you're a legend. You know that?
Oh my
You-
god.
You died fighting for the Kingstriders.
You should really just make a Legend of Korra joke.
You died and then came back.
Yeah, because you brought me back, idiot.
Yes, but your
You're gonna
soul,
stab me in the chest next time too?
your soul did not give up after death. You kept fighting. The Kingstriders will follow you to the end of days.
Okay, she grabs you by the shirt, pulls you toward the guards, like, alright, tell me this on the way back to the palace. Are you gonna go willingly back to the palace?
Yes.
Okay, you guys go back.
I'm gonna need that hammer for a bit though.
She hands it back to you. Like, thank you.
That's cool.
Okay.
I thought you were gonna keep it. I really need this.
I'm gonna wait till we're out of eye shot.
Okay. Come back. Council's still in session. I'll say we'll do like one last thing for this day, then we'll break and we'll have the next day. So we're all back. Boom. Done. You said we needed Ragnar. You see him and Kor walking back through the council chamber, into the council chamber.
I can just picture Ragnar walking in smug look. So, I hear you need me.
What is your plan with this mirror that I'm hearing so much about?
Yeah, I kind of gotta ask how you planned on operating that thing.
You know the answer, Jesse. You've always known the answer. Sorry, Kiliani, you've known the answer. You know how I'm gonna get out of here.
So there was no greater work in your mind. There was no better plan at play. You're literally just going to leave.
I might do a little philanthropy. A little philanthropy.
I got him to help us this one last time, and then he's probably gonna go.
Count the seashells.
But
Well, neither
he
can
brings
work.
up a good point. The mirror is a
Seashells
useful
do.
tool.
Was a Mass Effect.
Oh, I forgot about it. Jesse, I'm playing 5D
Entire
chess with
count
Ragnar right
seashells.
now. Like, it's great.
That's it.
If we can... Now, this mirror is what you used to take me out of my soul out of the Shadowfell, right?
Yes. This is how we were able to go to Shadowfell. This is also the mirror that we used to send Fire Giant back to his home.
Okay.
So, it at least can connect to 2 different planes.
Is it possible to send... not Cora. Me? No. Is it possible to send Coretta and her master back to their world and then shatter the mirror?
Possibly, but that still doesn't deal with the dragon. Which, given the 2 foes, I would say is the threat.
If there's one of these mirrors on the planet, there's probably another one somewhere. Or the magic to make another one. Or...
Well, even if we send Pyretta
You brought me back to kill this thing. Let's fucking kill it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Even if we send Beretta back and her old master, that just takes away Boris's means, not his ends.
This ritual, do you remember how to do it?
Nature or Arcana?
I'll say whichever would be like your. I'd say nature probably.
All right, nature's better anyways. 15 with 8 kicker.
23.
Yeah.
Yes.
You have the memory. You completed it. It just never got done. Like that separation of power happened where he gave you the life essence. He was going to hand you the death essence, and then that thing happened. So you vividly remember step by step how to carry out that ritual. And it doesn't take much. It is literally just you hold hands, you say the ritual, and exchange the powers, and then he would just you would basically extract that death aspect from him, and you'd have all those powers.
If I get back to my home plane, I'm sure my bond with my god would be fully restored.
And you could do it here too. That's what you realize. It doesn't depend on where you are. You could do it wherever. You just need him.
Okay.
He's the other half of that conduit.
I'll say that if it comes down to it, I have means to make him do the ritual to secure that it's in your hands if he is truly unsavable. If he's not willingly going to give it.
Preda takes a deep breath. I'm prepared to do whatever it is asked of me here. I may have come here on accident, but it has been my mission here to restore life to Athos, to take death upon me. And she sort of is playing, she's like nervously fidgeting, using control flames, but you see the red flame and the green flame of balance, destruction and life. She's like, if I were to receive these powers of my god's powers of death as well as life, I don't think the dragon would be a problem.
Alternatively, what if we finish
So anyways.
How would we have the guy
So-
who's already like half? Continue going the other way.
I'll say that Verketh is also kind of here now.
I don't know if
She heard what's going on.
I don't know if
She's-
he has the fortitude.
She does say to you, like, I don't think it's possible because he's got pure dragon blood. The most you could do is become a half a dragon, kind of like the guy I worked for years. Dragoth. And he was still killed by the other sorcery kings.
Beretta interrupts. What if I were to fill the void with my shifting ability?
Not sure.
What if I were to become the dragon?
And I mean,
Kind of looked
you have a power of your own, though. I mean, I don't think
that combined with that.
I don't think Boris has ever faced divine magic.
he
He
knows
knows a divine magic anymore, right?
No, you still have your paladin levels.
Oh, I thought I gave him up.
No, that's what
No,
you chose another.
No, that
Yeah,
was
you chose
one of
guard
the
to
options.
take
Yeah,
up
you chose
that,
guard
yeah.
to take that full warlock powers. So
So
She
I'm
said
not
either
warlock
you
anymore.
could do
no,
it.
you're still what you were. There's no change to you.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
Yeah.
either had to become a whole 100% warlock, or you had to find somebody
Yeah,
who
you
would.
could become what Gar is now, or you could have stayed the
I
way what you
misunderstood.
were.
yes.
I
Yeah.
thought
No,
I
yeah.
was giving up paladin to give to him, and I was becoming.
No, you're still-
You're
you're-
trusting that.
No,
to
that,
you're
that's what
trusting
you
it
would
to
have
somebody
to
else.
do.
Oh, what the
Yeah.
fuck am I looking at this warlock shit for?
All I need to know is Eldritch Blast, and how many?
Well, there's a subclass called. It's all about being like of the depths. It's all about aquatic warlock powers and like summoning water tentacles and stuff. I was just gonna rebrand all into that at level 19.
No, you still have your divine power. You
Okay,
the one that's
too.
a thing that he has never faced.
Yeah, you remained her champion, and then made him your apprentice.
Yeah.
essentially.
Okay.
Your high cleric.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cleric.
Okay. It wasn't as self-sacrificing as I thought it was. Okay. I'm still I'm still in business.
Oh, by the way,
that occurred to me. I can definitely fuck up his liches. And probably somewhere there's a warehouse full of phylacteries. If we take that out, he loses all of his liches.
Just to quickly interrupt, Schizophrenic graded with a party of 5, so thank you very much for that.
Welcome.
We are in a very serious discussion right now.
Schizophrenic party of 5.
Your table is ready.
Your table is ready. As you
Your
guys,
wagon.
ready.
Your wagon,
Your wagon is ready, yeah.
as you kind of think back to that ritual, and you think of sort of your. Both of you give me you kind of look at each other from across the table, and then sort of a realization hits. Go ahead, both give me an Arcana test.
Our engines work, but our life
15
support systems don't
with the
work.
2 kickers,
Our life
so
support
17.
systems
17.
work, but our engines don't work. What am I rolling for?
Arcana. So gets you above a 20.
Oh, okay.
Perfect.
You guys sort of think that there's a way that you guys have not been able to combine your strengths yet. That could be a very big blow.
But we don't have 9 months. Wait. Sorry.
You realize that you can bless small containers or small bits of water.
Not on the
Turn it
fate
to
of the
holy
world
water.
would I bet an elf.
And then you also realize, kind of at the same time, speaking of I have this power, you have I'll say you have like one of your destruction orbs on the table.
Yes.
And you kind of both look at each other and
Those were those packages I had already dispersed.
Okay. You realize that if you could possibly try to bless that destruction orb, and it would be a torrential downpour of holy water
Why didn't I think of that?
on
nice.
a whole city. I mean, that could be.
Given enough time, I would have gotten there. My plan was just to drown the whole place.
I mean, you still could.
Kind of.
You have that many orbs. You could possibly even sacrifice them. Give me another Arcana test. This is kind of another thing that you're like on the edge of a possible plan here.
Yeah, be glad none of you opposed me as becoming king. I had a plan for that. Another 2.
Do you have any means of inspiration? Any luck?
No, I used
Not
all
that I
of
could
that on
make
that
more.
stupid rebellion
Actually, maybe
shit.
not.
That stupid shit that made me
I do
king.
have a couple seafoods left. Before you try your thing.
What am I
you can eat
rolling
one.
for?
What are the seafoods?
There is
the
a
pork
way
dish.
that you
Roll
might be able to
20s,
use those destruction orbs that you have not thought of
save
yet.
one.
Oh, right. It's like in case you low roll, you can
Yeah.
just swap that higher roll.
So would that be more of like
Yeah,
an
that'd be
insight?
Yeah, we'll do insight.
Okay.
Because I'm tapped out on.
Go ahead,
Yeah,
go ahead
I
and
got
roll me an
that
insight.
psychic components, and I'm out. Unless maybe I could get more. I could make some more.
Okay.
Then again, if you fuck up the thing, you only get one chance.
With a 9, so 15?
15?
I had
14.
14? I'll say that
So-
maybe triggering all of those at once
I mean, I got
might do
I
something
got 2 anyway, but
to maybe rip a
kind of
hole
one shot. If you fail, doesn't
somehow.
sound like it's gonna matter.
Because that's summoning a lot of water.
Yeah, I'll give you.
Yeah.
I'm not doing
That
it
could
fast.
give you
We really had
maybe
the most
a-
campaign anyway.
Oh.
It's like from the
Means
first
of
psychic
somehow to
monster
like maybe
ran across,
increase
like,
your influence in a
Psych,
certain
it was like some giant psychic insect.
Yeah, take him if you want.
I thought about that.
But that's all I'm gonna give you for right now. It's a possibility.
I want to know if I create a body of water large enough, could I somehow combine with the mirror? Attempting to bring all Hydra to the plane.
That's a thing you could attempt.
That was like the goal of acquiring balance. Using the resources as king as a means of bringing
Well, and
her.
she wanted to just exist here too, like make
She
this
could
a
make it
nurse.
her seat of power
Yeah.
in the mortal realms.
While this is all going on, Jeremy,
Yes.
you realize that you also have some, let's say,
Just let you know. I'll keep it in my bag of holding. Keep it fresh. Let me know when you want it.
some resources that you can also bring to bear. You also have all of those artillery now at the disposal of the Kangstriders. And I will say, like, now more of that, the boom juice, like the kind of the nitroglycerin-esque, like, explosive that you have access to is now more, like, accessible to you as well.
Okay.
Giving, like, that would give you, and, like, more of the martial aspect, like a means of attacking and destruction as well.
Dude, we're talking about big siege weapons like ballistas, right?
Yes.
You possibly shoot Boris with.
Possibly.
Do you want me to make some drow poison? I think it was drow poison. One of my poisons that makes him blind if he fails his test.
You need quite a lot.
I am picturing in my mind my group of giants, each with a ballista,
as like a crossbow.
using it as a crossbow, and they'll all have like chains or ropes attached to the bolt so that they can help hold down. I mean, a group of giants got to be at least slow down a full dragon flying.
Yeah, but he also shattered a statue with his brain.
Guess that statue wasn't doing anything, so.
But I'm just saying he could shatter.
It wasn't up to code.
Shatter it.
Yeah.
I look a lot younger than
Possibly.
depicted in that statue.
I'll say
I'm not
the first night ends, and you at least know you guys have. Like, this is not a hopeless situation. You guys at least have a chance.
Mm-hmm.
So you go ahead. You head back home. Meech is already there. Scribes are there. Do you want to try to make another fake?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and give me, with advantage, Arcana or Deception. You're either going to use Arcana to knowingly make false equations, or Deception to make it look like the droning.
You are just.
That really don't say.
Oh, I'm.
A lot of double spaces and fuzz and
Yes.
commas. Well, that's a 19 Arcana.
19 Arcana? Okay.
Mhm.
I'll probably be coming with.
I'll say with that, you're able to make notes basically comparable to the other fake that you did.
Mhm.
But you have another set of those. Meech says we can have the boys give one more try. If this isn't up to your standard. You do one more attempt, but that would basically be it.
Yeah, I'll do one more. Because if I know that it's comparable,
Okay.
that's not good enough.
Go ahead and give me one more with it.
Really need to get that.
But this is gonna be the last time.
It's the same thing.
Go ahead, give me one more. We'll just do one more single die. There you go.
20.
20. Okay. With that, it's going to be a little bit more difficult to recreate that process. It'll probably take longer, if anything. But you do have this new fake. Meech grabs it. Says, "I'm going to ask the king if he wants me to send. You want me to send this, the new fake? It's okay with you."
Yeah.
Okay.
Pardon me, Sir King
Books.
Tithian, I bring fake news.
You're in your chambers, you're ready for bed. There's a knock, 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 and it's two guards of Meech, and he has the scroll. He said, "Do you want me to go to Tyr, like, now?"
Yes, and send word to all the other sorcerer kings of what has been here.
I will send out a miss. Like, he holds up a stone, and he says, "I have this. This is my contact in the Veil Alliance. I will have them leave missives of where they can. So we will get the word out." And he holds up the scroll. You hear him speak these arcane words, and he teleports in a flash of light. And Meech is gone. Okay. Day 1 happened. Day 2. City's still under this kind of layer of dread.
I just picture the mask transition.
Yeah. Gun. 24 hours remain. The city still lies under this pall of uncertainty. The council meets again. Try to figure out what to do. I'm going to say we're going to do one more time around the table, 24 hours till this dragon comes back. I'm going to go what you want to try to accomplish And if there's any sort of plan can come up while you guys are doing this, this is going to be the time.
Okay. So, we're all in agreement that Boris needs to die when he comes.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
Can't let him live unless you have another way of getting him out of our hair.
You don't have hair.
Bald. That you know of.
Cora nods. She says yes.
She's
He
like,
does
yeah.
have hair.
She's like, yes, he does.
It's going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot, but we need to at least try.
A lot.
Okay. Tyr is handled. Sorcerer Kings will be presumably handled, or at least delayed. What are you doing? Do you think you can make the dragon thing work?
I'm gonna try. Fairly confident I can.
Okay. I have an idea that will most likely deal with any Templars or undead forces he brings with him, and possibly himself. But another dragon to distract him could be valuable time we need. Can you do that?
Yeah, but it might also come down to where I have an optional objective of forcing his master to hand over his aspect to him. Or, that's confusing.
Well, what if we killed his master? What would happen to this aspect?
You feel like the ritual would just go. It would just fizzle out. Like you would, there would never be another archdruid for Galaron. Maybe after it would be like a quest thing. You'd have to train somebody up to get to that level, but
Now, okay. I'll relay that for now to you guys.
Because for my plan to work, pretty sure I'm gonna need you. I'm gonna need Gar and Templars, and I'm gonna need that mirror.
we have access to all of that.
And I'm gonna have Ari go around and collect all the orbs of destruction.
I just hit them. No. Well, we know where they are.
What are your plans with the mirror?
I hit them so well, even I don't know where they're at.
Well, when we were up in the Tyr region by Freedom and Marshdeep Keep, whenever we spent time in the keep, I used the water node there to make orbs of destruction. I have acquired 15 of them. You saw what I did with one when the druids, or when the elementalists assaulted the keep. Imagine what I can do with 15 going off all at once.
But what's that involved with the mirror?
Well, my plan was if I couldn't hold the city, or if anyone, or if the Sorcerer Kings tried to take it from me or whatever, I would use the orbs as a countermeasure and, if need be, drown the place and all of them with it and rebuild again.
Yeah, but the mirror goes to other planes, not to other.
With the mirror, I want to find out if it's possible, but theoretically, given the properties of the mirror, if I use the orbs to create a body of water large enough, concentrated in one spot on this world, I could use the mirror potentially to access the elemental plane of water and bring Hydra or a portion of her power.
The MX cultists did the same thing a long time ago.
Exactly.
We had a giant fire elemental walking the streets of the city.
I just thought it only fair you question Rocknar what his plans with the mirror were, that we know what your plans were.
Oh, I do not plan. I traveled the cosmos as for this very goal. Just after acquiring it. All I know is you share a similar gift as I do, and is imperative to my goals. Long ago, when we first set out, I promised you a destiny for this gift that you possess, and it's somehow connected to mine. I believe this is that moment.
I cannot deny that. We are very unique in this world. And I suppose... So, you think... Or I think, I should say... I think the spell would fizzle, not deflect off somewhere else, be reborn.
What do you mean, the spell?
The ritual, excuse me. The ritual of combining life and death into one archdruid.
It would be... you would do a roll for it, and if it was high enough, it would happen. You would extract that death aspect from him and absorb it and get access to those powers.
And if he were to be destroyed, it would go with him?
You feel like that power would just fade away. It would be gone, but you could potentially train up another druid back home to replace him. It would just take time.
Okay. Well, I did come to Athos to bring life. Or I made it my mission to bring life to Athos. The death aspect is very powerful. It would throw off the balance for a while, but I do believe, and again she's still fidgeting with the flames in her hands, but I do believe it would be possible to bring that balance back. But for now, and she's kind of referring to you bringing water to Athos, like, this is the balance we need right now. And they are, preventing
I'm
that.
allergic to bullshit. Sorry, Jesse. Mostly yours.
There's others floating around though. Apparently.
I think it's most important that we get him separated from the dragon.
Well, if we had, say, another dragon flying around, I'm sure that would distract him. Because he's...
Now,
Druid's gonna come for you.
to be racist, but how can we tell the two dragons apart? What if they look exactly the same? I'm saying all dragons look exactly the same. But of all the dragons I've seen, they all look the same.
To be honest, I don't really care.
Oh, okay, so you're with me on this one.
So we just tie a ribbon around his foot. Call it good.
No, we mark his forehead with a big red X. So if it comes down to it and we have to kill the imposter, we know which one's on our side.
Red X, red X, red X! Red X!
Should go to Sweden for those.
No, they're imported.
You sort of see that, like, you have a few options. Like, you have this transformation. You can attempt it, and you know that your father is able to contain going full dragon,
Depressing.
going back to their humanoid, like their dragonborn form.
Yeah, where is he? Why should get him?
He's just at your estate. If you wanted to bring him with him, if you wanted to bring him with you, you could.
That back in your purse.
You gonna put it away or you gonna use it?
Don't pull it out unless you want to use it.
Look at he's got a knife! No, this is box.
You, Snafu. Give me a insight test.
Oh, nat 20, so that'd be a 29.
You see during this whole, you seem like during this whole meeting process for the past couple of days, Rune has been very silent, kind of off, like hanging off the back, and she looks like she's been contemplating something this whole time.
She's like dragging a stick on the floor, just like crouched down. Just...
I'd definitely ask, what you thinking?
You guys have a very important thing ahead of you. I mean, this is the dragon. This is the dragon. And I just don't want to see you guys get killed. So I've been thinking...
Maybe I'll go through the mirror.
I think...
So I don't have to see it.
Yeah, that way I don't have to see it.
I think I have to do something that you're not going to want. I think it's going to be for the best of you and the best of Loretta and the best of everybody here.
She's gonna offer us up to the dragon.
But it would involve me never seeing you guys again.
was going to ask you to help make some poisons for the giant's ballistas, like I've been showing you how to do.
I can do that.
So what you're planning doesn't take a whole lot of time, huh?
No.
What is it?
You trying to stop me. And she gets up and kind of just like, I'll work on this poison. I'm not even sure if I'm ready to do this or not. Kind of walks off back to where you guys are known. Like, you do people working on the poisons, and she just kind of...
Yeah, I was going to ask if there were some other alchemists that we could procure to help produce a bunch of malice poison.
But yeah, with that, you know that she's got a very heavy conflict on her mind. That she is obviously has something in mind, but she has to kind of convince herself to do it.
I'll even pull Peretta aside for a moment and be like, Rune's got something in mind for us. Not sure what, she won't tell me. She's rather conflicted about it. Gonna do it or not. I don't think she knows if she's gonna do it or not. All she said is if she does, it means she wouldn't see us again.
That could mean any number of things.
Told me she wouldn't tell me because she thinks I'd try to stop her.
Pretty much.
Well, she knows how close we are. I doubt she'll want to talk to me about it.
Right, no, I'm just giving you a heads up.
Yeah.
I picture you were just like, women, am I right?
Wait a minute.
So, what we'll do is we'll do this final roll for the day to get these things in place. So, we're going to do your roll to see if you can unlock that potential.
I'm giving him a see-through, or a seafood,
Seafood? Okay.
so he can have portent.
Yep. Let's go ahead and roll that.
You know what? They've been doing good together. Maybe I'll just do them separately here. 13's higher, so
Okay.
keep that.
So you have a 13 in the pocket.
End of war.
So we cut back to the estate. Everyone, you have all your people there. Your dad claps you on the shoulder. He says, I've been waiting for this day that we could finally break through this.
We can play catch.
You can do
flying.
this.
Sorry.
Go ahead and give me with advantage because you have all this help.
Okay. I was just about to say.
Go ahead and give me an Arcana test. So.
One more seafood. Yeah, one more seafood. If you need it for something later.
Well, can't do better than the
Natural 20.
That's 30.
I have enhanced ability.
Okay.
I can do
You climb into the machine. Into the,
I guess I'll save this 13.
Yeah.
the machine.
You slip on the glove,
The machine.
and you activate, and the rings of gold and brass start to turn around your body as you sort of start to float. And you get this inner sight using the way, like you see yourself as this mold of clay. And you see that there's like deep inside there's this like little hard object that is just trying to get out. So using the way whoever's watching this sees Micah's form like stretching and molding, and like his arm like stretches out like 4 feet longer, then wrenches back, and his like wings start to kind of pop out of his back. It's very agonizing to look at, but he's not screaming or anything. It's just this shape, and you reach into this mold of your body, and you find this sort of glass feeling like center. You smash it, and it's this essence suffuses throughout your body. And you notice that, like, you were drawing on this before momentarily. Now that this essence is free, it, like, flows through your whole body. And when you wake up, you kind of, like, get, like, Malagos, and he, like, your dad's, like, slapping your cheek. You feel like your body is now contained in this, like, little form of you. You now feel that, like, this form of you being Malagos is now just like a pocket-sized representation of what you actually are. And you now know that you have the ability to freely turn into this fuller version of yourself.
look at him and I say, I think we made a breakthrough.
Do you want to see if you can do it?
One way to find out.
You walk out in the estate, and like all of the, Gildas and the Marauders and all of your generals, your dad, Verketh. Everyone sees, looks out. You go to activate that ability. What is that? That ability says it lasts for a minute. You change shape, and it says that you become a large creature.
Let me read it
He's a giant dragon.
here. It actually doesn't
poops out
state.
human-sized poop.
Good. So we can play around with it.
Yeah, it's mainly the blind sight. You can see invisible creatures unless they successfully hide. Get the incorporeal wings and flight speed, and then you get to use the breath weapon. Free bonus action. Transform.
So let's
And it's
also
a concentration.
we're gonna add some things to that. Okay. We're gonna add and subtract some things. It no longer requires concentration. Come on, there it is. Core monster manual.
Which that in itself is a major upgrade because I have so much concentration shit.
I know you hit a certain point as a caster, you're like, oh, this spell looks good. Oh, that spell looks good. Wait, these are all concentration. I
Yep.
can't cast these spells at the same time. Damn it.
Like maybe if I split up my brain, this side can do this side can do that.
Yeah, that's Paladin in a nutshell.
You gain so your cold breath or your radiant breath, how much damage does that do right now?
It is 6d8 force damage.
We're gonna go ahead and update that to 10 d8.
Oh, there you go.
You're not gonna require concentration. You're going to become a huge creature.
That's bigger than
Huge
Marge,
bitch.
isn't it?
As one step, are going to be 4x4 or 3. I believe. At this size, the 3x3, I think. And your strength and constitution are both going to become 20 in this new form.
You said become huge, right?
Yes.
Okay, so become huge, and then strength and
Done.
or 20.
20. All in this form.
Okay.
You're going to have basically.
What if my con's already 20?
22 then. We'll push it. You push it beyond human limitations.
You flex.
So you're gonna gain a bonus. I'll say this will make sense. You're gonna gain a bonus 100 temporary hit points while you're in this form.
Okay.
But when that's gone, when those are gone, you're gonna have to full rest to get access to this form again.
Okay.
So you're essentially going to polymorph into a adult silver dragon.
Okay.
And when you shift, you get that the full silver ridge, the full expanded wings of the silver dragon, like thus.
Thusly.
So when Malagos transforms into his full form,
Ooh, he's got a mohawk.
yeah,
His parents like to have a mohawk.
I'm gonna ride him to school.
My parents have mohawks too. Cool.
you are about comparably the size of the Dragon of Tyr in this form.
Sweet.
What colors?
Silver.
Boris. So,
Oh,
what color's
Boris is a coppery ruddy red.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Go on, Boris, jump off his head. One rabbit stew coming right up. That's what we do. We get a rabbit. Whoa. Take on Boris. Prophesized in Monty Python.
Yeah.
You know that with time,
still do
this
have
form.
this
This is just the
task.
beginning of this journey. But
leave
while
that
your
bite his
form
head
kind
off.
of finishes the mutations, this is going to be your access to it right now.
I'm a young Midoriya with time.
Yes, you've just started getting the one for all, and
Nice.
starting that transformation. Your poisons. Directing a fast fleet of alchemists, chefs, and other people who are able to help you out. Give me one last roll of that poison creation dice. Is that going to be dexterity, or I believe we said intelligence?
Wisdom, I think.
Wisdom,
yes.
yes.
I can put some points into wisdom.
But you're going to use your You're going to gain proficiency with it.
Are you rolling advantage?
Yes, he's rolling that shit.
Okay.
With a vast fleet of alchemists at his behest, yes, he's
Okay. I just want to make sure. You don't need a 1 skunking things up. Unless it does it twice, then fair.
22.
22. What poison were you trying to make?
Malice poison. That's the one that DC 15 probably a con save. And they're poisoned, and if they're poisoned, they're blinded.
You make enough vials of that malice poison to arm 100 archers.
Okay. Well, I was thinking if
That
right,
covers
if
what however
okay,
yeah.
okay.
You make enough that you're gonna need.
I mean, they're technically archers.
Ah, yeah.
Just bigger
So,
archers.
yeah. So you have succeeded in making that
Capital A. archers.
massive I'll say 5 or 6 giant pots of this poison, big clay pots. Did you have a thing that you wanted to attempt?
Yes, actually, I kind of did think up something that might help. The mirror, we are in possession of it immediately.
Yes.
Okay. I would like to meditate in front of the mirror, maybe reach out, do what I have to. I would like to try to contact either Obad High or the forces of the Fae, because I am Fae blood, and those are, where traditionally druidic powers sort of come from, the Fae world, maybe the Fae Wild even. I would like to basically communicate a ritual under our power has gone terribly wrong and is dooming and may doom a world already on the fringes of death. As the avatar of life, I cannot see this to pass. We need to fix our mistake. Is there anything at all that my god, my home world, the Fae, can do to help me?
Since I know how to
Reach
use the mirror, can I just kind of convey his message through the mirror, broadcast it?
I'll say sure.
Maybe even summon my 2 spirits to sort of amplify, give their voice.
I guess, Jared, what mechanically are you asking for?
I want a way to be able to defend myself against the
Being forcibly taken.
being forcibly taken, or maybe even my stuff getting canceled out. Because I feel like if they're very powerful mages, I'm going to be useless. I'm going to be sitting in quarter just canceled. So something to that degree to either...
I'll give you... You're going to have... You hear the clear voice of Obad High for the first time in months. Since you've
Ever
been
since
here.
I've been... Yeah, years and years.
It sort of conveys to you the voice of... It's been a long time, my child.
Fuck, I guess you're right.
I know you have ventured far from my influence, so I might only give you this one gift. And you feel this sliver of home, the way magic works back on Galaram. You don't pull it from the earth; it just comes from you. Comes from the life essence of the whole plane. You get this drop of it, and it sort of suffuses into your body. If you get... When you're doing this ritual, it is not counterable, and you will have advantage on the roll required to get that death aspect back. I said you are the archdruid. Your master, when he initiated that ritual, gave up his power to you. Now it was interrupted by an usurper, which has never happened in our history. This is the first time this has ever gone. happened in our long, illustrious, order of druid archdruids.
So don't get used to it.
I can lend you a sliver of my power. This is about as much as I can give you from across this distance. But once this power is back, come home. Galaram has been unbalanced since you have been gone. There is no force of balance here. And we were your home requires you back. So as much as you are saving this plane of Athos, my champion is needed home.
I long to see the skies of home once again. I will do what I can here to correct this error. Thank you very much, from the deepest core of my being, thank you very much for everything you have done.
Good luck. And that connection is severed. But yeah, you have, when you're going to try this ritual to get your powers, to get the full Archdruid powers, you will have advantage on that check, and that cannot be countered.
Okay.
Like, the protection of Obad High is surrounds you doing this.
Okay, awesome.
Alright,
thank you.
Jeremy, you have 24 hours before the dragon shows up. What are you going to try to accomplish? You have soldiers, you have men. Cora has regimented every fighting man she can to attempt this.
Snafu arrives with a whole lot of poison for
Yes.
your trebuchets. Or your ballistas.
Ballistas, yeah.
So, let me get all this straight.
That's supposed to be.
Let me get all this gay. This, the dragon's coming for Paretta.
Yes.
So, Paretta's the bait.
Yes.
Where's Paretta gonna be?
Hopefully with me, because I think I'm gonna need her.
Where are you gonna be?
Probably on the docks.
Okay.
You imagine they'll probably meet you back in the palace grounds where they met.
Well,
it's a giant, vast, open field.
Where he's gonna be for the battle?
Well, I'm gonna try to summon a body of water. I could do it from the palace, but I figured cause.
You could do it from the docks if you want.
Perfect. I will have the giants with their crossbows.
If it doesn't go wrong, I don't.
A lake.
Muddy pond. Yes.
Build Swamp Castle.
The giants are gonna go like SEAL Team 6.
Okay.
They're gonna bury themselves in the sand.
silt. Okay.
And then when given the signal, they'll.
Okay.
The Kank Shrouders will reinforce General What's His Nuts. Yes, that one. Bolster their defenses. And I will be. Can I see a map of the Valak again?
I'll be asking you, where do you want?
I'm gonna be in that big tower overlooking the docks.
This?
Probably
Enhance.
the one closer to the
Can I
docks.
think for a minute on that?
You're gonna be in those northern docks, Jesse, or those southern docks?
Probably right in the middle.
Right in the middle.
Like this one here? The big one?
Sure.
What are we doing with Micah's boat? What's Micah's boat gonna be doing?
Actually,
Well, that's where the mirror is. It's
John,
in your
there,
hold.
the area that has walls.
This?
Yeah, I want to be in there.
The shipyards?
What
Okay.
do you-
Yeah, it'll be more
what do you need
defensible
the halflings
because
do
if he brings
to
like
foot soldiers.
foot soldiers,
my
they'll
mentor and draw
come
him away
the
from
ground, so
combat?
the walls would help. It's too small, I think, for them to try to invade.
Okay.
So I think they'd come from the other side of the walls.
Or barrels and things.
Mike, can I borrow your boat?
No,
No.
Why not?
because you laughed and then asked.
Come on now. Ahab's got to get his great white whale.
Hey, John, correct me, or actually, isn't Jesse's general lady here?
Yeah,
What's her name again?
Linnaeus.
Linnaeus.
Commander Linnaeus.
General.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Linnaeus. Isn't there a giant warship in the docks?
Yeah, the Juggernaut.
Yeah, you can have that.
Hella.
That was what Andrew Pinus was working on when they sent us out.
I want to go suss up what the Juggernaut has.
The Juggernaut is a massive, essentially like floating, like
As Linnaeus like escorts Jeremy over there, and she's like, "Yeah, the Juggernaut says." I'm like,
the Juggernaut is essentially like a giant, like 2-leveled,
Galleon.
like sand galleon.
Yeah,
It requires 2 psychics to
my initial
pilot,
thought was,
which they have plenty of psychics around.
Yeah.
protect you.
But to lift it enough to push it to sail it. It's got excuse me. It's got 5 ballistas on each side in the deck,
Whatever.
and then at the top it's got a massive trebuchet that's on a rotating,
Do you need to be there?
like a rotating like
or
like a platform. Yeah, it's big.
with the
It's
Sorcerer
big boy.
King.
I'm gonna take some of the
I
King
can
Striders and
recover.
we're gonna fucking hit the
Take it
cells.
out for a
He will
spin.
have his most powerful
Mike, I would
forces.
recommend taking the
You want
mirror
all
off of your
ballot.
boat,
Yeah, I'm gonna
putting
put
it in
it.
the palace or something like
I'm
that.
gonna
I
put
think
it in
you'll
my
be more
state,
useful
'cause
because you're something
somewhere
I feel like the palace
have your
could be
mobility.
War zone.
You use your psychic abilities to
the
shrink.
siege breaker. You
the
can
mirror
move
down
around
to
on
like
a
a
large scale, but if you needed to, you could pop off
Movable
whatever you
size.
wanted to. But
Because
you
it's
would
like
have
20
a
feet
moving
long.
Yeah.
It's full size.
basically to shoot from. It would be up in the air.
And I'm
To some
gonna
degree.
position it
Like-
in the harbor.
Almost like those things.
Not in the harbor,
those
on the
rangers that
docks.
roll up.
Okay.
It's gonna be up in the air.
What's that?
It's gonna be up,
Okay.
Be up in the
And
air.
then before the dragon comes, we're gonna like
Time
below
attack is
deck
too
or
big
like
of a
conceal
target.
ourselves.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
what I said.
So
It's
that
gonna be
it's
up in the air.
not obvious nobody's on there.
Okay.
And I'll be on the boat.
That-
I thought you were gonna say you could camouflage the boat. Like how the like in a forest region they would put like branches and stuff. We'll just put sand on it.
Bury it with sand.
I've been busy making poisons.
Oh,
And Jesse.
would it? Is this the last day? Like
This
he's
is-
coming tomorrow, or
he's coming
today?
at dawn
to make a
tomorrow.
mobile fortress out of the siege breaker. Do what you can with it. But yeah, I think
I
maybe
could
mobility
scry
would be
to see what he's up to.
Good.
If anybody wants to know, because isn't this only for today?
Yeah.
So I might as well use it if I have it, if I need it. So.
Yeah.
Smoke it if you got it.
I always
that could be
always
something
keep
you
this
try.
No, I
scrying tab open on there
Yeah.
so we can go over it.
You were asking about
You're not
So
bring him in.
with a
Yeah, no, that would be a help. Because if he
Boris just being
So
brought
it
across
has-
the fucking silhouette.
If I've heard of the target, he is +5. First hand, I've met him.
Got me way
+0. Familiar, you know the target well, -5.
That would play out like it is in your mind.
Oh no,
Said all I have to do
And then
for
there is a
That's why I was
likeness or
laughing.
picture,
Because it was
-2,
already
possession or garment, -4,
technically,
body
but-
part, lock of hair, bit of nail, -10.
But yeah, if he
So I
dies,
guess
though,
with that,
I guess no big deal.
whatever you want to know
kind of,
there.
but
Yeah, it's the only thing. In order to do that, I have to shoot him.
yeah, well, you know, he banged up a little, right?
I'm going to, since I know that it makes an invisible sensor, and things that can see invisible objects will see it. I'm going to just do the location to see if
Bodok.
he's there. Yeah, in Bodok. Okay.
Forget you got that 13 on the side.
Yeah, I rolled a 15.
Okay, no. I didn't see
That's
what
the
it
only
was.
reason I'm doing this is because I was like, well, I've got this to use.
Right. I didn't
so
see what you
that
rolled, so I
is
just thought I'd
a
remind you.
26.
You see this vast city. Think like a Greek city, like lots of pillar, like that's that type of location built in this sort of like valley. Sort of goes down like a central circle that goes down in tiers, but like a cascade of sand that is poured into like the center, but the palace and the tower, like the grand tower, still stands in the middle. You spy the dragon on the side of that central spire. Like, you know that he's probably the only person that could just fly up to that, and you see a tumult in the streets of like spirits and zombies and skeletons like working their way toward that tower to try to like defend whatever secrets are still left inside of it. As your sensor goes further in, it shows the two lich Templars and the grand. We'll say the Death's Head. I'll call him that. That'll be his title. The Death's Head and the two Grand Templars going through this vault, and they grab what looks to be off of a pedestal an iron tower. But it's only about this tall, like a foot tall. And he checks, he says, yes, this is what we need. Grabs it. And turns to go back to the dragon.
I pictured from Mass Effect 1, Sovereign attaching himself to the Citadel.
That's basically, yeah.
That's what I was picturing, only the dragon instead of it.
And that, so they have looked for this object, you're not sure what it is, but it's a small tower, about a foot tall. Obviously a magical item, because you see it surrounded by other items, but you see it as a scroll, as a depiction of this item. He finds it, grabs it.
But I clearly saw
Yes.
what it was, though.
Yes.
Okay. I guess as I'm backing out, because I don't know if he can see it or not, so I don't want to chance him seeing the sensor. Is anything reacting outside to him grabbing it?
I'll say as you go back out to look, like, kind of like pull a bird's eye view out, you see the dragon, like suck in breath, then he blows out this, like, hyper-focused sand breath over the streets, and, like whatever flesh or bone is left on these streets is just pulverized. And, like, disintegrated, and basically, like, a super high
Sandblaster.
Sandblast. You also see, like, he holds up a finger and a fireball, like, grows and grows, and he whips it at another group and just explodes, just the ghosts and the spirits and the massing armies of undead are just thrown like toys away from like the spells that he's throwing. You see the Death's Head approach the balcony, and they nod, climbs upon his back, kind of gets out of the. You see him sort of fly out of the city, not directly toward Balak, but like just you see like we got what we came for. I'll say it's about the end of the day. They're most likely going to go down somewhere for the night and then come back.
Is Meech back yet?
That is completely random. Let's see, high or low.
Hi.
Hold a literal 2. Meech is still not back, but there's some other Veiled Alliance members here.
Any with his magic item knowledge?
I'd say not as good. I'd have to roll better, but yeah.
Okay. Just because I want to go through.
You want to identify what he grabbed?
Yeah. I assume if it's got to be in that vault, it came from somewhere on Athos, so somebody's got to have a record of it. If it's something that powerful that they went there to grab it, it's got to be somewhere mentioned. Yeah.
Extra 3.
It is the bow.
The bow. Okay.
Indeed.
I wish it was a little better than a +1, but
yeah.
Because with a sharpshooter, I'm only shooting at like.
Only so sharp.
Right. I mean, I'm only shooting at a +9.
Right.
Whereas if I don't do the sharpshooting, I'm shooting at a +14.
Bam.
Yeah, it was 5. 5
I
mass.
was kind of wondering if we could make use of those other elemental weapons. Oh, Jesse's still wielding drown.
Yeah, I have Windbane and the. Did you cleanse it though?
It's cleansed, yeah.
Yeah, they're not cursed anymore. You'd still have to attune to it, though.
Which takes a day.
I'm already kind of maxed out on attunements anyway.
No, you wouldn't. Unless one of those were a bow, you probably wouldn't find much use for it anyway.
Well, and honestly, unless you can make a destruction orb from them, they're not good.
You need to know to make the destruction
Yeah.
orb.
Did Jeremy go through the mirror or something?
Hopefully not through the reflective surface of the toilet.
I guess there is a mirror in there.
I said,
Yeah,
hopefully he's
there's-
going in your toilet, not through your mirror.
I'm looking up the item right now. It's so exciting.
No, it's cool. It's
I hear we thought prepping for Andrew Pinus was tense.
Yeah, no. That was a different kind of tense. That
Right,
was large
right.
scale tense.
It
Now we're
also
like
felt-
hyper focused.
It also felt like we had like a long time to plan and prepare for this. Now all of a sudden we got 2 days.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna kind of modify this, but it's
John's looking
you ask one of the mages. He's not able to identify what it is essentially, but you see like it sounds like some kind of portable fortress. Must be that he's trying to transport something inside and have it be like impregnable. So if he's looking to transport maybe Pyretta, he would probably want something to keep her in that couldn't be breached easily.
I would raise that up.
Right.
Maybe that would be what you're sent off to do.
Okay.
That sounded painful.
My knee just popped.
Oh yeah, okay. I'm right there with you.
Old man noises.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can refresh.
I'll wait till he gets back. But basically, I was just gonna relay what we loosely know about the item they grabbed. Basically, mages of the Veiled Alliance think that it might be some sort of item that can transport you or keep you in this item. So one way or another, they're trying to find something to take you with, basically.
Oh, okay. Basically a giant Pokeball.
Kind of. Except make it a tower, and yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
So, I mentioned this to Aaron just now, but this is a question that we're kind of having. Do liches have to be within a range of their phylacteries?
No.
Okay, so they can just stash them wherever around the whole world and...
Must be on the same realm or plane, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
it's the same
okay.
plane of existence, but yeah.
Okay. Alright, well, there's that.
We gather all the phylacteries, shove them through the mirror. Not a bad idea, huh?
Anyway, Jesse, with this information,
That would be interesting.
you have
Bag of
like
holding
1
to
day
that
left.
dimension.
What would you
Yeah.
like to try to do?
Popping back on.
Yeah, big brain ideas.
I
here.
might not have the idea, but I have the little
I want to
Pellet.
set up and
snowballs.
make preparations. I want all the orbs of destruction put into one
They do.
chest.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you: is there anything that you need to do that requires a roll?
I want to know if what I want to do is possible.
Okay, so you want to try to know if you can summon an avatar, or
Yeah.
summon Ohydra herself.
Yeah, if I make a high enough concentration of water,
Okay.
have the portal opens using Pyretta and Gar.
Give me a insight.
Surprised you don't have like a bunch of slaves on like a giant hamster wheel just running and sweating and collecting
Yeah.
all the sweat. Shit, I'm giving him ideas.
mhm.
That's how the oceans became salty.
What am I rolling?
Insight.
18 plus 9, 27.
You are very sure that the activation of all those orbs at once will open at least a door that you can pull something through.
Okay. So
And if not all Hydra herself, then at least an aspect, like the same thing that Imix did.
So I will use the. No, I'll be like a conduit for the mirror. I'll concentrate on the mirror to like find it. Guard will be my connection to the elements.
Okay.
So I can like hyper focus on the plane of water.
Okay.
And then he will be the battery for like the divine aspect of it.
Okay. All right. You seem to have your plan in place.
So then, yeah, if I need to have Templars of the strongest faith channeling to amplify it, Linnaeus, Jarek, and everything else, it just defends us.
Okay. Night descends. Undoubtedly.
Quick question to either Malaga, well, both Malagas or anyone else. Any thoughts on where I should be?
I'd kind of thrown out there if maybe we make use of the siege breaker and he could be a mobile long-range unit.
Here.
Is it not?
Siegebreaker is not here.
Oh, I thought we parked it outside during the battle.
No, it's in Freedom.
Oh,
Oh, that's right.
It would have
I do
taken
remember that.
like a month for it to get back here.
Okay.
No, yeah, I remember it was left there.
Okay, okay.
It's the morning.
I mean, you
You were all
and Ragnar should just try to hold off what's his face.
Boris or
No,
Archdruid?
Micah will hopefully deal with the Boris aspect. I'll be using Pyretta for my spell. You two should handle the guy that's going to come for her in any like
Okay.
ground forces.
Okay.
everyone has a very desperate kind of hope of today.
I imagine there's still probably plenty of citizens that don't, or whoever are fleeing the city.
If they're still here after 2 weeks of this nonsense, they should have just moved. It's their own damn fault.
Right.
Alright. You hear it on your chamber door.
I respond.
Open the door and give me a Constitution saving throw.
17. With 3, so dirty 20.
Okay. A dust is blown in your face, but you're able to shift it aside. You see a cloaked halfling figure
I'm trying to get him a
like
pocket save.
moving in. Go ahead and give me an initiative roll.
Okay.
I would imagine I'm not too far being.
You're not in the scene.
Okay, that's fine. Alright.
I made sure of it. I was making stealth rolls.
Okay.
14.
14? Okay. Okay. She gets one more try. Okay, it's a hit. You see a blade slide out of a very familiar sheath and slide across your arm. Give me another con.
Okay. 12 with the 3 kicker.
Okay, thank God. You start to you feel a little bit woozy, and you see Rune pull off her cloak. It says, "Well, everybody, I love you so much, and I'm sorry I had to do that to you." She pats you on the shoulder. You see her pop a cookie, and she morphs into a very tallish, familiar shape. Pulls your head, your bone helmet off, slides it on her own face. Back to the docks. Everyone's in position. You see this large shape here from the distance. Dragon flies into the bay and puts down, you see on a small bit of the silt As he sees I'll see all of your forces arrayed out here. You see next to you, kind of approaching you very silently, Pyretta. The tower, placed small iron tower in a magical word is said, and it grows to the height of about 20 feet tall. Or I'm sorry, 20 feet wide, 60 feet tall. A large iron tower. The dragon says, "Have you brought forth the elven woman?" Pyretta silently pulled down, pulled up against all plans, walks straight door.
What?
Word vomit at a moment like this?
Yeah.
Against every single one of your plans. Is anybody gonna try to do anything?
Hold person.
Counterspelled by one of the Templars. The dragon whips his head. "If I see another spell cast, will be your last king." Pyretta opens the door. Side. Shut. You wake up. And you run to the door, and you see this tower in the bay shrink as you're running down the streets. Like, I'll say you fly as fast as you can. You see this giant tower shrink once again to a small size. It is picked up by the dragon and is flown away. You guys see Pyretta burst through to where she's actually supposed to be. You know what happened.
Is everybody here?
Everybody's here.
That was Rune. She used one of your cookies. Well, I guess everybody hears this. I'm not going to make it private.
And with that, I'm going to end tonight's session. Flies away off in the distance. Thinking he has his prize.
Well, that was a success. I call this an absolute win.
Until they find out.
Like, she could have just filled us in.
Until they find out it's not actually her.
Oh, yeah.
Murder her, then come back pissed off, and then just raise the whole city. Yeah, plan. Good job, Jesse.
No, it just gives us more time to prepare.
Ragnars's like, well, that was the fight I signed on for.
Let's go. Where's that mirror?
GG, easy, boys.
You guys got my attention? Break.
You know
And
what?
with that-
Just drop the check in the mail.
With that, I'm going to end tonight's session. There's a
man.
little hiccup. You saw. She said that she had something planned. She didn't know if she could go through with it. She decided that she had to. But maybe given a little bit more time to prepare, maybe an element of surprise. The journey to Urdraxa is probably in your. Everybody's going to level up once again.
Woo!
That will most likely be the last level you receive in this campaign.
Well, I'm level 20, so that...
Oh, you are. We'll be 19.
That'll be it for tonight's adventure.
Blue balled.
That makes sense for me, because I turn Archdruid at 20, so...
Yeah.
Oh, man. Master of Disaster.
I was like, fuck. Alright, roll initiative. She's got other things.
But now I'm at negative 10 hit points. Oh.
But yeah. We are probably not going to be next week because Jeremy's got drill.
Next week's Vegas, the week after's drill.
Okay, so it looks like our finale is going to be in a couple of weeks. And then and that'll be the end session, I believe, of Dark Sun.
That's where you plotted us ending, is in March, so... Alright,
Yep.
well, we're on a rather large cliffhanger, but that'll give you food for thought out there, Chad, and all of the past Ashen Wagon... now there's my word now. Ashen Wagon Adventures Dark Sun campaign is on my YouTube, so if you want to rewind and kind of experience, catch up if tonight has caught your interest. But yeah, the next session should be probably the last
one.
And then for all of you Mass Effect and Werewolf fans, we got 2 DMs sitting in for your campaigns.
I'm going to be a player for a while.
Yeah, so I'll have to change all my things to say DM Junk to Germs and AM Mayhem. But thank you so much, Get So Freak, for the raid. Bractimus Prime for tuning in. Anybody else out there lurking? We'll catch y'all maybe in about 3 weeks-ish, give or take.
Yep.
Keep an eye on my Twitter page and the Discord.
It'll give me some time for the final encounter map that I want to make.
Oh, you're going to make it really juicy
And,
with 3 weeks prep time.
That'd be sweet. So
Awesome. But thank you for tuning in, everybody. We'll catch you next time, and
keep wagging on for you.
thanks, everybody. Laters!